I really genuinely wish to be able to hear you. It's very sad that I can't. Well, we're having a Nina issue. Why can't I find... There it is. Oh my gosh, I'm about to hear myself. That's never good. Show the YouTube. Nope. Go away. Show the YouTube. Okay. Oh, hi Pete. Talking to myself. Do do do. Nina's computer is flipping out. Do do do. And we can't talk to each other, which is problematic. 'Cause if I can't have her as my MC, things will be dramatic. Nina, get it together. I wish we could edit these after YouTube posts them, because the reason we started early is because I had to get the link, because the link changes now every time. Which is kind of a pain, but... In good news, I have every race call except for half of one completed. So, it's pretty cool. We weren't going to call the Bunbury and the Bunbarette, but Nina got off work earlier, so we decided to do it. Nina's got 1 minute to fix her Skypey. I hope she comes back soon, 'cause it's gonna be sad. I could type 90 words a minute when I was in school. I'm crippled now with bad hands, so it's not nearly as good. I'm going to end up giving Nina a few extra minutes because it's mean if I don't, I think. I wonder if she's on her cell phone. Maybe I should text her like a really helpful, "How's it going?" Nina says, "This computer is a dinosaur, so it's slow." So I guess I'm going to take over at the very beginning because that's how we're going to roll this thing for now. I'm glad you all can hear me. That's exciting. I came up with this brilliant plan that instead of eating my normal Derby night garbage food during the broadcast, I was going to eat it for lunch, and then I would have like something really healthy during the broadcast so that as soon as the broadcast is over and I want to just sloth on a bed somewhere or in front of the TV, I won't feel like garbage. But the problem is that I ate really spicy Thai food, and now talking hurts because my throat's on fire. So, choices I've made. Tonight we have a bajillion races. This is why I'm not a professional. If anyone ever said bajillion on air in real life, they'd probably get in trouble. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. I thought it was 14 all day, but there's only 13 on the schedule. Hope I didn't write 14 calls and there were only 13 on the schedule. That'd be issue-matic. We start out in Kentucky. Why? I don't know. We just do. Go with it. We do the Louisville Bun Barrette and then the Louisville Bunbury. Major staples in the sim now, brought to you by Danny Derby, who came up with that plan. And then we head to Dubai. I was recalling that the last week 6, day 5 that we had was, I think, the day of my parent-teacher conferences or something, so we removed the Arabian Desert Cup and the marathon from the schedule, but they're back in today because I just can't escape them. Sorry, I'm hearing a lot of screaming downstairs, and I'm vaguely wondering if I should go do something about that. Come on, Grandma, you can do it. First up is going to be the Louisville Bun Barrette. This is a field of 5. Nina probably can't talk about this race with, like, any unbiased, non-biased at all, because her horse, the undefeated 5 for 5 Titanic, drew the rail. So it's probably best that I'm leading off with Titanic, because, yeah. So, I'm opening up our handy dandy past performances. This race is 1.125 miles on the grass in Kentucky. Titanic is a homebred for Nina Olson. She broke her maiden with a 96 speed figure, but she has not been able to run back to that speed figure since. All she's done is win 4 stakes in a row, including the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Bun Barrette, which was by a length and a quarter over Queen of Atlantis and Carissima, neither of whom are here today because a whole bunch of fillies decided Titanic is scary and didn't run against her. This is a very pathetic small field. I think the smallest in... Please be Nina. Loud. Nina loudness would be great. Nina. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing at all. Okay, Rebecca Rose Hepburn. Get on Skype. I want to see if it works with you. Number 2 is Forever Famous. You guys can still hear me, right? I haven't, like, accidentally hung up because that would be so me. Yeah, now I'm breaking stuff. Forever Famous is a Nikki Everdeen homebred who is coming off of a second place finish in the Affirmed Star Stakes. The Affirmed Star Stakes, like way back in the old sim, was like one of the biggest 3-year-old filly preps or preps races that there was on the grass. Now it's relegated to being a Bun Barrette prep. That's silly. Forever Famous has not won a stakes race yet, although she's hit the board 3 times. She did break her maiden first out, and that is her lone victory. This is a daughter of Shaitan. Next up, horsey number 3 is Frolicking, which is Nina's other horsey. Whoa, I now have 2 Skype calls going. This is just wackadoo. I can't hear anybody. So maybe it's me. I'm trying to do this race. Stop Skyping me. Nina! I hear you. How did that work? I really wish I could like mute my own broadcast. I hear you. Do you hear me? Okay, I didn't touch anything. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. Cause I think Nina's here, but she's not like really here. She's like fake here. Okay, well I just am giving your second horse props in this race. Are you good now? Can I like throw to you? Like, are we good? Oh, good news, guys. It wouldn't be a big night if we didn't have a massive technical fail. Okay, well, Nina, I have done Titanic and Forever Famous completely, but I have not done the other three. So let's go to you to talk about those.
Hey, well, hi guys. Sorry about that. Computer's stupid, technology, lame. And so the horse number 3 is my horse. Her name is Frolicking. She is a 3-year-old bay filly sired by Itoko out of the Trafalgar Mare Bird of Desire. She has 1 win from 4 starts, $31,500 in earnings. She was 3rd in the Grade 3 Valley Station Stakes last out. And she was 5th in the Grade 1 Hyde Park Cup before that, and 3rd in the Grade 3 Prix Josephine. She's really in here to be Titanic's rabbit, so I'm not ashamed to say it. She needs pace to run at, so that's what I did. So that's Frolicking. Next up, though, is Trillium, who is a homebred for Emily Klein. She is a 3-year-old dark bay filly, also sired by Itoko and out of the Trafalgar Mare Kiwi Fruit. 2 wins from 3 starts, $152,500 in earnings. Did win the Grade 1 Hot Springs Bun Beret week 4 Monday, where she ran in 87. Was second behind Ice Towers by a nose in the, she dead heated with Charisma for second by a nose in the Grade 3 Jennifer Stewart Stakes, week 2, Friday. And then she did break her maiden with a 91 speed figure, wire-to-wire fashion, week 15, Monday. So that is Trillium, a really nice filly. And then the last but definitely not least is With Care, owned by Carl Smythe and bred by the steward. She is a 3-year-old black filly, sired by Sydney and out of the frayed mare Shahira. 3 wins from 5 starts, $559,000 in earnings. Was second in the Lexington Bunbury against the boys, week 4 Friday, and then behind Secret Meeting, but she did beat Wesley with an 86, and then she was second behind Masha, who is not here surprisingly, to win the Grade 2 North California Bunbury. And she did win the Magellan Stakes, week 16, Friday, over the boys, Glance and Fascism, with an 89 speed figure. So that is the terribly tiny field for the Bunbury. I don't know if mentioned where the other fillies are. Oh, good. So I was really curious to know where all the other fillies are, because we know they're out there, and for some weird reason, hold on. So the filly, none other, who should be in here, she is running in she ran week 5 in a stakes race. She seems to have fallen off of form, so I can sort of see why none other's not here. She was second in her first race this year, and then 5th in the Mystery Stakes against the fillies, but now she's in allowance. But there are some fillies that Titanic ran against in the Stewards Cup, like Queen of Atlantis. And I was wondering, where is Queen of Atlantis? Today in Germany, there is a Grade 1 race called German Oaks for only $175,000, still a Grade 1. And this field has like Wagering Peace, Queen of Atlantis, Billy Piper, Looking Glass, a bunch of really good fillies who decided that coming over to the United States for $500,000 was probably not something they wanted to do, and they went ahead and they decided to face off against each other for a much smaller purse in the German Oaks. So I don't know what decision making went there, but that happens to be where all the fillies are. I personally wouldn't have went that route, obviously, but yeah. And Isla Breeze, who is high in the rankings, she's in a Grade 2 in Australia. I don't know that. Where is Masha? That's what I want to know. Masha ran last week in the Grade 3 Honeymoon Getaway Stakes, where she ran in 88. Definitely after she won the North California Bunbury. So yeah, guys, you have to be in it to win it. So yeah, that is the 3-year-old fillies. And now I can turn it over to the steward.
Thank you, Nina. The reason that Masha is not in this race is that Masha's actually coming back to me and is also the name of my next dog if I ever get around to getting another dog. Lisa Strummer messaged me. She's running this horse for me off of a mare lease that I did with her. And she said, she has won all these races. She's unbeaten. Do you want to run her in the Louisville Bunbret? And I was like, look, we both know that she's not as good as Titanic. She's not as good as With Care, and she's not as good as Trillium, I don't even think. Like, yeah, she's undefeated, but she's been in, she didn't run in any, like, major, like, she wasn't, like, in the Stewards Cup or anything. So I said, you can run her. I mean, she's your horse right now. You can run her. I don't care. But, like, to me, I like the undefeated record. That's pretty. And if you can keep that going, then that's fine. So the call's up to you. She decided not to run her. If I'd known there were only going to be 5 horses in here, heck yeah, I would have been like, run the filly. But I thought it was going to be a massive field of all these talented animals. And wrong. So there you go. That's what I know. Okay, one last time. Everyone can hear me, right? Because when the chat goes dead, then I freak out. Freak out. Do, 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 do. Oh, Emily is listening to me. Hi, Emily Klein. Thank you for answering me in a timely manner. So that's pretty fascinating that even with all the technical difficulties, we're still 1 minute to post. I would love to see some excellent betting action today. This betting pool, despite the 5-horse field, is currently at $55,000. Emily Klein, I will give you $10 million for Trillion right now. Before the race, I will give you $10 million for Trillion right now. I just really like her, and her name's amazing. I do own a horse in this race. Her name is With Care. She's under the tutelage of Carl Smythe right now. We kind of both expected her to be a bit more like Titanic and undefeated, but clearly she wants to go long, long, long. Yesterday, her sister, Special to You by Two-Toned, was in the Trial by Summer yearling auction and sold for $15 million to Cleopatra. Biggest amount Cleo's ever spent on a horse. And she has Captain My Captain, who is currently the 3rd choice in the Derby, running later today. It's post time for the Bunbret. Rebecca Rose Hepburn, your job is to keep me honest on turning off bets. Do I need to turn off the Pick 6 or the Daily Double or anything? Let me know. Field of 5, set to go 1 1/8 miles. but I'm old, so 12-point font is not going to do it. Hey, 150% font. There you go. They're off, frolicking one step slow. It is Trillium out fastest, frolicking hustled up. With Care settles in third, Titanic along the rail, and then Forever Famous. And these 5 runners comprise the Bunbarette field and head towards the turn in a parade line. All riders are happy with their positions. It is Trillium leading by a measured half. Frolicking is alongside, but not really pressing, 2 back to With Care on a good hold and ready for more. Titanic is content to wait, and then comes Forever Famous. They cruise up the back straight now. Trillium shakes clear by a length and some. No pressure for her. Frolicking is back second. She's got 3 lengths on With Care. That one is full of run. Head bent 4 in front of Titanic. And look at her. She's a powder keg too. The rider's trying to keep her quiet with Forever Famous trailing. They're going around the far turn now, and Trillium's lead is ever shortening. With Care is coming at her hard now. Frolicking is done. Titanic still waits, and then Forever Famous as they turn into the stretch. With Care now has the lead, but here she comes. It's Titanic. It's like she just jumped into the race. She's exploding into the stretch. Titanic zipping past horses. With Care thought she had it won. Trillium battling back, but Titanic in a tour de force today. She'll win by at least 4 widening lengths. Mild urging only, a brilliant Bunbarette winner. With Care and Trillium in a photo for second and third. The official winner is Titanic. She's a 3-year-old bay filly by Storm the Bow. She by Storm the Bow? Out of Lavishing by Feet. She's a homebred for Nina Olson, and she is unbeaten in 6 starts. She also has a rad headshot. So, true story. Whoa, I don't know what I just did to my document. I was typing really fast, apparently, when I did this, or autocorrect set in or something, but With Care was definitely with car for most of that race call, and I had to just fix it in my head, and it was hard, because With Car's a good name, too. Next up, we have the 1.25 mile Bunbury, another field of 5, I do believe, and to talk about them, here is Nina.
Yay! I'm glad I don't have to be a sad panda today, yet. But, so for the Bunbury, it is another really tiny field, as a lot of horses decided to skip it. I mean, this is a lot more showed up here, but there are 2 horses that I'll talk about in a moment that are not here, that should be here. But starting off with Silver Rocks, a homebred for Carl Smythe, sired by Silver Band and out of the Gibraltar mare, Gibraltar Rocks, has 1 win from 4 starts, $105,500 in earnings, was second in his last 2 starts, including the Grade 2 Northern California Bunbury behind Move On, and he also was second in the Fish Stakes behind Words in Ink. He did win the stakes, which was his maiden, which was the Krasinski Stakes, and then he was third in the Grade 3 Waterloo Stakes. Horse number 2 is probably the favorite, or one of the favorites in this race, and that is the undefeated Jump Into the Fog, owned by Eric Nalbone, who paid $5 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale for this steward bred. Sired by Kingdom of Rust and out of the Elysian Park mare Juliet, is undefeated 444 with $595,000 in earnings, won the Grade 3 Hill Climb Stakes before he won the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Bunbury, and then he also won the Grade 3 Waterloo and his maiden special weight. Horse number 3 is I Need to Love, another steward bred. This one only costs $771,000, and that is owned by Marley Oaken, sired by Some Kind of Madness and out of the Clockwork mare Minutes. 2 wins from 4 starts, $190,500 in earnings, was second behind Riff in the Grade 3 Danish 2000 Guineas, and was third behind Jump Into the Fog and Advent in the Stewards Cup Bunbury. Also won the Grade 3 Magic Trevor Stakes, week 14 wire to wire over Love Records. Horse number 4 is a homebred for Susie Rydell, and that is Wesley. This 3-year-old colt is sired by Liam, and out of the Tell the Truth mare Tell. 3 wins from 5 starts, $201,900 in earnings. Was third in the Lexington Bunbury behind Secret Meeting and With Care to run a 77. Before that, won the Grade 3 Escaper Stakes, wire-to-wire fashion over Glance and Campaigner with an 85, and he was second behind Salted Caramel in the Grade 1 I can never see his name, Orfevre in the Week 16 Day 5 stakes. Last but not least is Secret Meeting. This is a steward bred that cost $4.3 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale for Lee Cara. Sired by Two-Toned and out of the Monster Mare Renewed in Spirit. 4 wins from 5 starts, $290,140 in earnings. Has won his last 4 starts, including the Grade 1 Lexington Bunbury over With Care and Wesley. Won the Missed Week 16 for nothing. I'm assuming that's a sponsored race. Friday of Week 1 with an 89 over Dark Spell and All My Heart. And then won the Baby Step Stakes in New York, Week 14, Day 5, with an 89 over Campaigner and Dream of Ghost. So those are the 5 horses that showed up here for that race. There's a few that are distinctly missing, and that they are also running tonight, but however, they're in Australia, and those are the 2 undefeated horses, Move On and the Thunderdome. For some reason, they decided to forego the $1 million purse and run in a sponsored Grade 3 stakes race in Australia. Move On, I believe, was in the United States, but decided to go take on Thunderdome. Both of them are undefeated. Move On is 5 for 5, and Thunderdome is 6 for 6. The other horses in the field are just fillers, but not really sure the thought process behind that. Thunderdome, at least, was in Australia, but I don't know why Slots sent Move On there when he was just won the Northern California Bunbury Week 13 or Week 3. But yeah, there's where those horses are. And then Chance Encounter, who is the leading speed figure 3-year-old, decided to run last week, Monday, where he won the Grade 3 Pre-Effortlet Focus, and runs next week in the Grade 2 Pre-Serious Stakes. So, or actually on Monday he runs into it. But some horses that definitely should be in this race, not, and sort of sad not to see him here. I think, is Riff another one that's skipping? Yes. Riff is running tonight in the South African Derby, another Grade 1. So lots of horses that I was hoping to see in the Bunbury are not. What time is it? Is it time? And yeah, we can turn it over to Em with 1 minute to post.
Look at that perfect timing. I love it. Good job, Nina. Unless it's really 6 minutes to post and we're just wrong, but I think you're right that it's really 1, right? Yes. Okay, good job. So I wanted to tell you guys there's 3 horses that I bred in here. And like Nina said, a lot of the best 3-year-old grass horses are not even here, which is weird this year. I don't know who they were ducking in this particular event. Like, yes, Jump Into the Fog is unbeaten, and he did win the Stewards Cup race, but I don't know, he, like, the horse that he beat in his prep this year, the Dark Baron, I really wish that horse was in here, but alas, he is waiting for a 100K stake in Hawaii next out. So anyway, as I was saying, I bred 3 of the 5 horses in here, and 2 of them are named after songs. Jump Into the Fog is a song that I really, really like, and then I Need to Love is the epic climax of the song Madness by Muse, and the sire of I Need to Love is Some Kind of Madness, which is also a line from that song. So what I'm saying is that if either of those horses win, then you guys are going to hear me singing loudly, and I know that you're really, really excited about that. So just brace yourselves, because here it comes. The betting pool closes at $22,200. They're off in the Bunbury, a fantastic start. It's a short field of 5 sorting themselves out. I Need to Love joined by Wesley, those two quite quick from the blocks. They sprint away well clear, then Secret Meeting, Jump into the Fog, and Silver Rocks is the early trailer. So it's a field of 5. They're going under the wire the first time with 1 mile left to go. I Need to Love and Wesley, they're duking it out, heads bobbing a quick tempo, and 4 lengths back to Secret Meeting. Jump into the Fog is 4th, with 2 back to the trailer, Silver Rocks. 7 lengths covers the lot. Only 6 furlongs left to go now. I Need to Love and Wesley. I Need to Love with the advantage. They have 6 lengths on the rest. Secret Meeting, Jump into the Fog, and then Silver Rocks. No change in order yet, except now it's Wesley. Wesley putting his head in front of I Need to Love. Now a neck, and suddenly Wesley is a length in front going into the far turn. I Need to Love, Secret Meeting closes the gap and is now only 4 back. Jump into the Fog. Silver Rocks just not doing anything today. They're turning into the stretch and Wesley has the lead. I Need to Love is not done yet. Secret Meeting trying to close the gap. Jump into the Fog disappointing today. Wesley, I Need to Love. Wesley is flat out. I Need to Love. He can't quite get there. Wesley will win the Bunbury by a head. Secret Meeting was 3rd. Jump into the Fog 4th. And Silver Rocks was the trailer. The official winner is Wesley. He's a 3-year-old black colt by Liam out of Tell the Truth. That's so weird. I've never heard of this horse until today, but I was definitely thinking about his damn Tell last night. I was like, I wonder whatever happened to that Susie mare Tell. I had no idea she was old enough to have a 3-year-old. This is a homebred for Susie Rydell, and this is his 4th win in 6 starts. That was definitely a case of pace makes the race. 2 horses went to the lead, but they sure didn't go very fast, which means that the closers can't close. You got to look for pace scenarios in a lot of the races that we run here, especially a race like the Desert World Cup today, where you have 3 horses, Jack Skellington, Heart of the Storm, and James Dean, who all want the lead. If one of them breaks on top, it's likely that they're gone. If all 3 duke it out together, it's likely that it's going to be a horse like After the Disco, a closer type. So now we're going to leave Kentucky for a little while and we're going to move to Dubai for the Arabian Desert Cup, which has 7 runners and it's in 7 minutes. So I'm going to just shush and turn it back over to Nina.
Disclaimer is that I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of names right now, so I definitely apologize. But yeah. This is the Arabian Desert Cup for 5-year-olds and up, going 10 furlongs on dirt. And the first horse coming in is Americallery, a homebred for Lucas Davenport, sired by Collery and out of the Darwish mare. Amarwish has 9 wins from 15 starts, $610,000 in earnings, won an allowance last out, and then before that won the Endurance Prep Stakes. With both of them were won with an 88, and then won the Grade 1 Endurance Championship week 14 Wednesday with an 87. Horse number 2 is another homebred for Lucas Davenport, and this time is a filly named Minara de Midnight. She is a 6-year-old gray mare, sired by Tobu, and out of the Midnight mare, Minara has 12 wins from 22 starts, $429,000 in earnings, was 5th in the Endless Ladder Stakes week 3 Wednesday, and was 5th in the Endurance Start Stakes week 1 day 3, and then won the Grade 1 Endurance Championship week 14 Wednesday over MP Without Triumph with an 88 speed figure. Horse number 3 is Lathan, a homebred for Rafa Usaz. A 10-year-old gelding, started by Kalari, and out of the Say It's Your Birthday mare, It's a Bird. 17 wins from 44 starts, $1.2 million in earnings, was 6th in the Climbing Steps Stakes. Last out with an 81, and was 6th with an 86 speed figure in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Arabian Classic behind Desert Beast Mode. And then was 2nd in the It's My Birthday 2 Stakes, week 12, Saturday. Horse number 4 is MP Without Triumph, owned by Christophe Desjardins and bred by Talia Ijanari. This 5-year-old chestnut mare is sired by Midnight Snack, and out of the Tobu mare, Daddy's Little One. 10 wins from 13 starts, $940,000 in earnings. Won her last 2 starts, including the Trial Route Stakes, week 4 Wednesday, and the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Arabian Distaff on week 16 Wednesday on a muddy track. She, I believe, is the only she's one of the 2 front runners in this race, so I expect her to go right to the lead. Horse number 5 is Al Fada, a homebred for Christophe Desjardins. The 6-year-old black mare is sired by Tobu, and out of the Hafiz mare, Al Dama. 6 wins from 18 starts, $441,000 in earnings. Won an allowance race week 4 Wednesday with an 84 over Curly Stark, and then was 11th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Arabian Distaff, week 16 last year, with an 81 speed figure, and before that was 2nd behind Tobu Skills in the Gonna Love Again Stakes, week 13 Wednesday. Post position number 6 is a homebred for Regina Moore, and that's Callery Lake, a 10-year-old bay gelding, sired by Callery, and out of the Waimea mare, Bahi. Has 15 wins from 50 starts, $742,000 in earnings, was 2nd behind Toledo's Boot in the Visionary Stakes, and was 2nd behind Desert Beast Mode in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Arabian Classic. And before that won the Wet Stakes, week 14 Wednesday over Start the Dreaming. Last but not least is Sagged, a homebred for Rafa Usaz, and that is a 5-year-old chestnut stallion sired by Billy Jacks, and out of the Darwish mare, Amina. Has 6 wins from 14 starts, $248,000 in earnings, was 4th in his last 2 starts, including the Trial Route Stakes and the Polini Stakes, and was 3rd in the Wet Stakes, week 14 Wednesday. And that is this field for the Arabian Desert Cup. And we can turn it over to the steward.
I have to say that I don't know how to pronounce the SAGD either. I assume it is Sogged or something like that, but I feel like if you're going to run your horse in a race with a Californian and a Wisconsinian in calling the races, that it's just going to be Sagged. That's just what it's going to be. So get on board, but I'll try and make it Sogged if I remember. The Arabian Desert Cup has not been around all that long. Let's look how long it's been, shall we? Oh, no idea. Thought it would be in the museum. It's not. I can't look. Sounds hard. But I want to say it's in like maybe its 5th year? 6th? 4th? I think it's a nice addition. They have one in real life. An $800,000 Grade 1 for Arabians. Turns out, I just read on Twitter that we're running like 2 Arabian graded stakes in the U.S. this week, or weekend, tomorrow. 2 on the same weekend. That's U.S. racing for you right there. It is post time for the Arabian Desert Cup. Is anyone in this race like in the chat room at all? No. Doesn't look like it. Well, I hope you have all made your selections. The betting pool is $900. They're off. Amir Kalri is studied at the start. MP Without Triumph is set out for the early lead, rushed up from the 4-hole, and no one wants to go with her early. Kalri, Lake, Al Fada, Amir Kalri, Lathan, Sogged and Manara at Midnight is the early trailer of the 7. It is MP Without Triumph, leading by 2. She has it all her own way out here. Calvary Lake, Alfada, Americalry, Lathan, Sogged, and Manara at Midnight is the trailer. Just about 6 furlongs left to run in the Arabian Desert Cup, and MP Without Triumph is on a loose rein, leading by 2. She is tracked by Calvary Lake, who has 5 lengths on Alfada, and Americalry, who is running side by side. They now have 6 on the other 3. Lathan, Manara at Midnight, and Sogged is last now. They come to the half-mile pole. MP Without Triumph leads by almost 5. It will take a big run to catch her, but they're coming on now from the back of the pack. It's Manara at Midnight, Lathan, and Sogged. Alfada can't hold them off. Calvary Lake is well done. Then Americalry. They're into the stretch, and MP Without Triumph has a 4-length lead, and they'll need to sprout wings. Manara at Midnight, Lathan, those two are closest. Sogged, then Alfada. It's a very contentious race, but that race is for second place because MP Without Triumph is exuding class out here. She's just cruising to the wire 2 in front. Lathan, Manara at Midnight, Sogged, and Alfada, but it's all MP Without Triumph. The official winner is MP Without Triumph. The thing is that when writing this race call, I felt like all the other names were Arabian names, but that this was like a quarter horse name, MP Without Triumph. Like, that just seems quarter horsey. So it, like, hurt my head. This is a 5-year-old chestnut mare by Midnight Snack out of Daddy's Little One by Tobu. She was the Arabian Horse of the Year last year, was bred by Talia Ichinari, and is owned by Christophe Desardins. This is her 11th win in 14 starts. She's kind of amazing. She's now over $1 million in earnings, and only once has she been worse than second, and that was her debut in a non-winners of 2 claiming event. You could have had this horse for $25,000, but you don't. Or maybe that's how he got her. I have no idea. I didn't go back that far. Now I'm curious. Okay, anyway. Next up is the first of the Dubai Thoroughbred races, the Desert Turf Sprint, a field of 6. And post time is in 7 minutes. Nina, we done good on this. And to talk about them, it's Nina.
If anyone is wondering, he did claim her for $25,000, so what a claim! Good job! Anyway, back to the Desert Turf Sprint. For 4-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs on the turf for $1 million. We have a field of 6, and the first horse in the field is Another. Another is sired by Beat Black, and out of the special week mare, Buena Vista. Laura Ferguson bought this horse for $1 million at the TBS yearling sale. Oh, back when the days when prices were that low. Just kidding. 7 wins from 14 starts, $560,000 in earnings. Went wire to win the Winter in Barbados Stakes, week 3 Monday. Before that was 13th in the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint, behind Meditation and Many Nights and Sound of Storm. And before that won the Grade 1 pre-long champ, wire to wire, over Saw Red with an 87 speed figure. One of the few in here that didn't run in the, well, I guess only 3 horses ran in the Pegasus. But it'll be interesting to see how those Pegasus horses do against these fresh horses. Horse number 2 is Perfect Landing. This filly is very talented. She is 5-year-old chestnut mare, homebred for Izzy Rafferty, sired by Reach for the Moon, and out of the Perfect Nightmare, Perfect Rumor. 13 wins from 18 starts, $834,000 in earnings. Has won her last 7 starts, including the Grade 2 Desert Turf Prep over Streaking at Night in Freetown. Week 15, day 5, she ran in the Grade 3 Memorial Stakes, and before that she won the Grade 2 Hawks Base Sprint. I believe she's been sort of facing off against not a whole lot, so this will be her first time against the big boys. But she is super talented and probably I would imagine a lot of people are rooting for her to be the upset over the next horse, who is Gentle Touch. He is the Pegasus Dash winner, owned by Laura Smith and bred by the steward, has $1.1 million, or cost $1.1 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Gentle Courage and out of the Viciously Mare Stock Invasion. Has 9 wins from 14 starts, has earned $2.8 million thanks to the Pegasus. Won the Who Knows Stakes last out, week 4, day 5, with an 89 over Magic Sword. Did win that elusive Grade 1 Pegasus Dash over Sound of the Storm and Meditation with a 93. And before that, won the Grade 1 Los Campeones Turf Sprint with a 93 over Mr. Gray and Road to the Top. Horse number 4 is Many Nights, another steward bred, this one owned by Dusty Klatt, cost $2 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is a 5-year-old bay stallion, sired by Reach for the Moon and out of the Silent Jig Mare and Break My Heart. 11 wins from 20 starts, $1.9 million in earnings, was 5th in the Pegasus Dash last out, is going to take that 4-week rest going into the Dubai races. Before that was second behind Meditation in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf Sprint, and did win the Grade 2 Arcadia Dash over Kid Twist and Masquerado with an 87, week 13, day 5. Horse number 5 is a long shot in this field, and that is Keep Away, owned by Kat Wickstrom, and bred by Kenneth Prater, is a 5-year-old roan gelding, sired by Double Knockout and out of the Billow Mare Keep Away. 4 wins from 19 starts, $48,430 in earnings, was 10th in a $35,000 claimer, week 2. Before that was 5th in the $32,000 claimer, week 14. And before that did win a non-winners of 4 lifetime. I think claiming race for $8,000 with an 81 speed figure. Horse number 6 is Meditation, 4-year-old chestnut colt, sired by Luxury and out of the side-by-side mare Star Trooper, homebred for Rachel Sadler, has 10 wins from 14 starts, $2.6 million in earnings, was 3rd in the Grade 1 Pegasus Dash with a 91 speed figure, did win the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf Sprint, and before that won the Grade 1 Petitionville Stakes. And that is this field for the Desert Turf Sprint. And we can turn it over to the steward.
Thanks, Nina. What a field here. It's basically the Pegasus Redux plus another plus Perfect Landing, who actually originally had a spot in the Pegasus race. But then Izzy Rafferty sold her spot to Kenzie Larkin to get Sound of the Storm in the race. And Sound of the Storm, I do believe, finished 30-ish, 3rd, maybe. 2nd. My bad. And instead of coming back for the desert race, he ended up running last week in a listed stake, which he won, which ended up being a crazy listed stake. 100K 6 furlong race in Florida. He faced Mr. Gray. Perfect guy. Just some really nice animals in there. They ran really fast, too, in 88. So these boys, or girl, today have to be pretty serious. Hold on, I'm fixing my audio, because apparently I don't sound loud enough. Yeah, it doesn't get any louder. That's as loud as it gets. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Can everyone hear me okay? Okie dokie? Maybe? A little bit? Hello? Really encouraging, guys. Anyway, it's post time for the Desert Turf Sprint. A field of 6 here, including 3 millionaires, including 2 multimillionaires, and one who's just a few dollars away from being a multimillionaire. Is Many Nights going to finally get his big one? Is the controversial Laura Ferguson runner Another going to get a big one? Let's find out. They're off. A perfect start. Another out quickly. No one wants to go with him, so it's Another going to be unchallenged early. Many Nights, Meditation, Perfect Landing, Gentle Touch, and Keep Away is the trailer early. Another leading by 2, cruising along on the grass. Many Nights, Perfect Landing, making an early move. She means business out here. Meditation, Gentle Touch, and Keep Away. Perfect Landing takes the lead up at the top of the lane. Another is stunned. He backs up. Meditation coming on. Many Nights and Gentle Touch is closing fast, but they have to catch the mare. Perfect Landing. She's too fast. She's too fresh. She's flying home. Meditation and Gentle Touch are chasing. Those are serious boys, but she's one serious girl. Perfect Landing, clear by a length. Meditation will be second. Gentle Touch third. Then Many Nights and Another. The official winner is Perfect Landing. She's a 5-year-old chestnut mare by Reach for the Moon out of Perfect Rumor by Perfect Night. She's a homebred for Izzy Rafferty, and this is her 14th win in 19 starts. And she is now a millionaire. Those boys better watch out. She's not messing around now. Next up, our first 15-minute gap, I think. And that's going to be for the Dubai Millennium Mile. Here we have it, the rematch round many. Nina will tell you all about it. Between Distant Dream and Memento Mori. But they've got a whole bunch of horses that are trying to upset. 3 multimillionaires in here, 5 millionaires overall. So to talk about them, here's Nina.
Congratulations, Izzy, on your win in the turf sprint. Next up, we have the the turf milers going 1 mile in the Dubai Millennium Mile. There's 7 horses here. And first up, we have Famous Air. That is a homebred for Iggy Time Check, a 4-year-old bay colt sired by Worldwide Fame and out of the Eohippus mare Aerobatics. 7 wins from 14 starts. $2.6 million in earnings, was second in the Grade 1 Munachi Mile behind Dark Shadows with an 83. Before that was second behind Distant Dream in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf Mile. And before that was third in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf Mile with a 90. Behind Memento Mori and Distant Dream. Will Famous Soar get his big win in today? We will see. Horse number 2 is a horse that decided to skip the Pegasus, and that is Dark Shadows, a homebred for Stormy Peak. This chestnut 4-year-old colt is sired by our Darker Day and out of the Performing Tricks mare. Tricks are for kids, has 5 wins from 12 starts, $580,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 1 Munachi Mile by 3.5 lengths over Famous Air and without hesitation. With a 92. Mona Akai mile, which was a Grade 1, was 12th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf Mile with a 61 speed figure behind Memento Mori, Distant Dream, and Famous Air, and was second in the Grade 1 Dortmund Stakes behind Run the Jewels with an 83, week 14, day 5. Horse number 3 is another that skipped the Pegasus, and she is a very talented filly, and her name is no lie, Best There Was, owned by Nikki Everdeen, bred by the steward, cost $3.2 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Frankel, and out of the 7 Keys mare Tranquility, 11 wins from 14 starts, $831,000 in earnings, has won her last 6 starts, including the Grade 2 Sandcastle Stakes, over What's This and Run the Jewels, won the Jolly Good Stakes with an 86 over Frozen Tracks and Serenely, week 1 Friday, and then was second in the Mares Mile Championship, week 15 Friday in France, over Frozen Tracks and Let It Die. Next up, we have the Pegasus Turf Mile winner, Distant Dream, a homebred for Tamara Estes. He is a 5-year-old dark bay stallion, sired by Frankel, and out of the Old Majesty mare, Distant Majesty. 12 wins from 17 starts, $5.1 million in earnings, won the Pegasus Turf Mile over Famous Air and Memento Mori with a 94 speed figure last out. Was second behind Memento Mori in the Stewards Cup Turf Mile week 16, and then before that won the Southern California Mile with a 92 over Make My Own Path and Incremental, week 13 Friday. Horse number 5 is Knock 4 Times, Danny Derby's $691,000 steward bred. This 5-year-old bay horse is sired by Good Omen, and out of the Sun and the Giants mare, Spectacular Sound. Has 12 wins from 19 starts, $1.8 million in earnings, was 6th in the Pegasus Turf Mile last out with an 85 speed figure, and was 8th in the Stewards Cup Turf Mile, shockingly, behind the field with an 80 speed figure, but he did win the 3 weeks out stakes, week 13 Friday in California with an 88 speed figure over Heart in Your Heart, which was his last victory. Horse number 6 is another steward bred, this one owned by Tammy Stoike, and that is Peaceful. Peaceful is a 5-year-old bay stallion bred by the steward, cost $1.8 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Held High, and he is out of the 7 Key mare Tranquility, making him, the half-brother to Best There Was, so maybe there'll be a sibling exacta. Has 11 wins from 16 starts, $1.1 million in earnings, was second in the pre-fleet and Admiral Stakes, which was a grade 3, week 3 Friday on the soft going behind Frankfurter, who is not here today. Before that, did win the grade 1 Birthday Candle Stakes with a 90 over Run the Jewels and Try to Forget You. And before that, won the grade 2 East India Stakes with an 87 over Try to Forget You and Frederiksted. Last but not least is the big mare, Memento Mori, a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn. This white 5-year-old mare is sired by Eohippus and all the Star Signs mare Shalom. 14 wins from 17 starts, $4.2 million in earnings, was stunned into a 3rd place finish in the grade 1 Pegasus Turf Mile behind Distance Dream and Famous Air. Did win the Stewards Cup Turf Mile, though, week 16 with a 96 speed figure over Distant Dream and Famous Air. And then won the Irish Matron Stakes, also a grade 1, over Messages and Turf Patriot with a 92 speed figure. And that is this field for the Dubai Millennium Mile. I don't know why Frankfurter never shows up to these big races. If anyone speaks to Bob Oliva, ask him why he never puts his horses, Frankfurter, in the big races. Definitely deserves to be here. Is there anybody else that is not here that should be here? I'm checking. Make My Own Path is... Sun has him in the Hong Kong Champions Mile next week, Friday. Who else is in there? Strength is in there, and what's this? They are bypassing the Dubai race for the Grade 1 in Hong Kong next week, Friday, which, I don't know. Where is Heart in Your Heart? Heart in Your Heart ran last week in the Grade 2 Osaka Mile, where he ran a 90 over Confession in Blue. And what's this? Both Confession in Blue, probably his speed figures are okay, but still, I would expected Heart in My Heart to have been in that race as well. But yeah, lots of nice horses. Also, skipping tomorrow's news today, ran in a sponsored race last week, lost it. And that was behind Where Demons Dwell. No, who looks maybe to be a nice 4-year-old. But yeah, a lot of horses missing from Dubai. They should have been here, but again, can only win it if you're in it. And I will turn it over to the steward.
I just got way too excited when Nina said that because it reminded me of our favorite massive upset from last year, which is saying something because Eastern Westside won the Derby last year. You may recall he is running in the Desert World Cup tonight. Remember Zombie Fish? Like the 99 to 99 to 99 lots of 9s to 1 shot that won the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Sprint off of a classified allowance? Yeah, she's unbeaten since then. She's won 4 races in a row, including 3 stakes. What did we say about being in it to win it? You never know. You can end up with a 5-year-old millionaire that's a super horse. Gotta love Zombie Fish. Well, shoot, now I told that story. I don't want this anymore. We don't have that many contests tonight, but if you stick around for after the Oaks and the Derby, I will be giving away stuff in chat, just not on the audio, because it's kind of tricky to do like the typing and the talking, and we kind of crunched the post times together as much as we could to make the evening flow better. Oops, Darcy's mad at me now. I had to bring up her worst nightmare in Zombie Fish. Zombie Fish defeated Sweet Sensation, who's running in Dubai in like the next-ish race, maybe. Next-ish, yes. No, 2 from now. Half hour. Sweet Sensation, taking on the boys. 2 minutes to post for the Dubai Millennium Mile. There's only 18,000 in the pool. I spoke with Danny Derby earlier today. He said if Knock 4 times is in the top 3, then he will continue on for the rest of the year. If he is not in the top 3, then he will retire tonight. There's a lot of horses retiring tonight, I believe. If Looks Could is supposed to retire. Heart of the Storm was allegedly going to retire after the Pegasus, and then he was allegedly going to retire after the World Cup tonight. I get a feeling that he's going to make it to the Stewards Cup this year and allegedly going to retire after that, but then realize he's only 2 weeks away from the next Pegasus, so why not run in the next Pegasus? So, Heart of the Storm may never make it into the shed, but it could be tonight. Get those bets in. It used to be kind of a big deal, actually, in the old sim. People retired after your week 6, although I think Dubai for a long time was like week 4, win all the time, because there was a lot more breeding during the year than there is now. Now most of the breeding happens at the end of the year. So people would retire in the middle of the year and get tons of good mares. Now most people just wait, because why not wait? But it'd be kind of cool to see if it came back, people retiring mid-year. Oh, it's post time for the Dubai Millennium Mile, named after one of the greatest of all time. This has been a lovely addition to the Desert World Cup card. I do believe we have Rebecca Rose Hepburn to thank for this edition because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have done it on my own. A field of 7 going a mile on the grass. They're off. Distant Dream, one step slow. Famous Air bobbled the break. Dark Shadows not off well either. Who did get away well? It's the Best There Was, showing speed, joined by Memento Mori, then Knock 4 times. Dark Shadows taken back 4th, then Distant Dream, Peaceful second last, and Famous Air is the trailer. Turning up the backstretch with 6 furlongs left to run in this mile, the field is compact and comfortable. Best There Was is leading by a length. Memento Mori, that white ghost of a mare, is in second. Knock 4 times is third. Dark Shadows, Distant Dream, he sits fifth, only 3 lengths from the front, then Famous Air, and Peaceful. They're going around the far turn now, and Memento Mori has taken over the lead. Memento Mori, Best There Was, absolutely spit the bit and drops out last. Knock 4 times, and Distant Dream is coming on with his move. He's third, now second, and the 2 rivals will be joined again. Peaceful gaining ground, and the others need to hurry. Down the stretch they come. Memento Mori and Distant Dream. They soar away from the field. Knock 4 times, and Peaceful are well back. Distant Dream and Memento Mori, they fight again. Memento Mori on the outside. Distant Dream on the rail. Memento Mori a thorn in his side, and she'll win this round. Memento Mori a neck. Distant Dream 4 lengths in front of Peaceful, and Knock 4 times was fourth. The official winner is Memento Mori. She's a 5-year-old white mare by Eohippus out of Shalom by Star Signs. She's a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn, and this is her 15th win in 18 starts. You know, I've given a lot of play in the last few sim weeks to If Looks Could making his bid to be the greatest dirt sprinter male of all time. But can we agree that Memento Mori's probably the best female turf mile of all time? Like, legit, who was better than her? I don't know if there was one. So, she's pretty cool, I guess. Rough day for Famous Air. Rough day for the Best There Was. Next up is the Desert Duty Free. Make sure you get your pick 6 bets in and your daily double because those will be closed before the running of this race. A field of 7. This race is often kind of like the ugly stepchild race of the Turf Classic, which has all the big name horses later today. This race is run at 1 1/8 miles, much shorter, but it's still worth $2 million. It did draw 3 millionaires. And a filly named Bolt from the Blue for Mary Whalen. So to talk about them, here's Nina.
Congratulations, Rebecca, on Memento Mori's win in the Dubai Millennium Mile. But now we are to the Turf Router Part 1 in the Desert Duty Free. There are 7 horses in this field, and the first horse is Nimoy, owned by Izzy Rafferty and bred by the steward, cost $1.6 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Calgon and out of the Elysian Park mare Juliet, has 9 wins from 17 starts, $679,000 in earnings. Was 4th in the Zazam Stakes, which is a grade 3 behind King George, Rostov, and Dijali. Before that, did win the grade 3 Rainbow Bright Stakes, wire-to-wire fashion over Latin Love and After Earth, and was second to After Earth in the grade 2 German Males Champion Stakes, week 16, Friday. Horse number 2 is a homebred for Mary Whalen, and that is the filly Bolt from the Blue. This gray 4-year-old is sired by two-toned, and out of the black condor mare, Chidori, has 5 wins from 10 starts, $1,057,000 in earnings, was 4th behind Sideshow and Charlton Heston and Dalhousie in the Desert Gold Stakes with an 85, and then was 3rd in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Turf behind the Specials and Manda with a 91 week 16 Friday, and then was 1st in the Grade 1 Queen Mother Stakes week 14 with a 91 speed figure over Fortunate and Dream and Defend. Horse number 3 is a steward bred owned by Michael Looker, and that is Djali, a 7-year-old gray stallion. Cost $3 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. He is sired by Court of Miracles, and out of the Lannis mare, Watch Me Walk Away. Has 12 wins from 29 starts, $1.5 million in earnings, was 3rd behind King George and Rostov in the Zazam Stakes. Did win the Desert Classic, which was a Grade 3 event, going 9 furlongs, week 1 over Red Dawn and Free Will, and then won the Grade 3 Colorado Stakes, also going 9 furlongs, week 14 Friday, over Gypsy Danger and Chain with an 86. Horse number 4 is James Lee. He is another steward bred, this one owned by Anzu McCann. Cost $2.3 million at the TBS Yearling sale, sired by Stalingrad, and out of the Gonzalo mare Cats. 10 wins from 16 starts, $1.5 million in earnings, was 2nd to D'Artagnan. I don't know, I can't say his name. 2nd in the Big Yen Stakes with an 85. Did wire the field to win the Grade 1 Japan Trophy over Screenwriter and Timing with a 90, and also won the Grade 1 Japanese Fall Marathon last year, week 13, with a 90 over Legalese and Left Me Speechless. Horse number 5 is a homebred for Bradley Davis, and that is La Canadian. The 6-year-old stallion is sired by Holiday Gift, and out of the Stars of Tomorrow mare, Washago. 11 wins from 22 starts, $869,000 in earnings, was 2nd to Wolfgang in the Grade 3 Baton Rouge Stakes, week 3 Friday, and then won the Turf Cup Challenge, also a Grade 3 event, week 1 Friday, over Turkinese and Ghostline Street with a 92 speed figure. Did win his race week 15 Friday in the Grade 3 The Star Man Stakes over I'll Follow You and Ghostline Street with an 88. Post position number 6, Dalhousie. He is a homebred for Louise Bayou, sired by Sydney, and out of the Dark Implications mare, Trash Talk. 7 wins from 10 starts, $526,000 in earnings, was 3rd behind Sideshow and Charlton Heston in the Desert Gold Stakes, week 4, with an 85. Did win the Troubadour Stakes in Dubai, week 1 Friday, which was a mile and 7/8, over Kingsman Entrusting with a 92 speed figure, and before won the Grade 1 Japanese St. Ledger, also going a mile and 7/8, week 14 Friday with a 97 over Screenwriter and Toned and Tan. Post position number 7 is Rostov, a homebred for Charlie Steen. This 4-year-old black colt is sired by Stalingrad, and out of the Tattered mare, Restored Royalty. 7 wins from 11 starts, $702,000 in earnings, was 2nd to King George by a length and a quarter in the Grade 3 Zazam Stakes, and then won the Grade 2 Elevation Stakes with a 96 over I Will Wait in Space. And then week 16 Monday was 2nd behind Haley's Comet in the Grade 1 Los Campeones Turf. And that is the field for this year's Desert Duty Free. And so it's interesting. I know that Dalhousie decided to bypass the scary field in the Classic to run here. I try to see when was the last time Dalhousie ran. When 8th was back week 44, year 44, week 9. Ran an 87 in the Grade 2 Italian Derby. Any other horses that haven't run short in a while? James Lee was 3rd last year in the Desert Duty Free behind House of Cards and Dejali with an 88, and then returned back to route races. And Bolt from the Blue won the Queen Mother Stakes at this distance. And I think that is about it. All the others are pretty much stayed at this distance. I don't know what 9 furlong horses are not here. I feel like there's probably a few that could have came here but didn't. Or maybe some of the big horses should have left the Desert Turf Classic to come in this race. So it would be less challenging, but what's the fun in that? So there is about 4 minutes left to post. And I will turn it over to the steward.
The steward was writing the last race call that she suddenly remembered. Remember on Pegasus night when all of a sudden I was like, and it's time for the, whoa, I didn't write this one. And that was hilarious. Yeah, we are not going to do that tonight because it wasn't all that fun. As Nina said, it's always interesting to see who doesn't come here. And I hate to use her as an example, of course. I know that the purse for the Turf Classic is bigger than the purse for this. The Turf Classic is $4 million. This is only $2 million. But if you're a Coleman Hell or a Suzuka Silence or a Reddington even, why don't you come here and like automatically win? You would automatically win this mile and an eighth race because it's just not got the scarier horses in it. Like, don't get me wrong, these are nice horses too, but they're not the same animals that are in the other race. Of course, the horses that are in this race appreciate it. I'm sure they're not like, bring me Reddington, because no one would do that. But, like, especially Take Me Up, who won the turf thing that we just had, the Pegasus Turf, worth $1 bajillion, the most expensive race of the day. Like, he would love a mile and an eighth. This is a guaranteed win for him. But alas, they all decided to go, like, race against each other and make that race really scary. So the horses that are in here really appreciate it. Nimoy, Izzy Rafferty trying to get a second win on the day. Very tough to do in Dubai. I can't remember the last time someone won 2 Dubai races in the same day. I think that's because the divisions are so different and there's not as many as the Stewards Cup that people are finding their specialties. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see a lot of it on Dubai night. It's not like we run a filly sprint race and a boy sprint race. You know, there's just the one. Just threw a sock at my cat because he's beating up the other cat. 2 minutes to post for the duty free. There's a couple really nice animals in here. The old guy, Jolly. Gotta love this Michael Looker runner. Charlie Scene trying to make his whole career kind of a new player. All around his homebred, his first big homebred in Rostov. I know Louise Bayou's been waiting for Delahousse to break through for forever. She's like, just win a big one. Lake Canadian, a 6-year-old. Bradley Davis loves to bust out these old runners in the big races. We'll probably see this horse running when it's 11. And then there's Bolt from the Blue, the beautiful filly. I think I tried to buy her like immediately from Mary Whalen. I would have paid stupid money for this horse. She doesn't want to give her to me. Okay, I only have one more sock to throw, so you're just going to have to stop beating her up. It's post time for the duty free. $27,200 in the pool. A spectacular field of 7 here. Maybe not as spectacular as the mile and a half race, but pretty spectacular. All right, hold on. I got to go break up World War VII. 1 second. And we're back. Now it's really post time. I hurt my foot getting up, and now I'm grumpy. Oh yeah, close the pick six. I don't remember how to do that. How do I do that? Ah, found it. Pick six is now closed. They're racing in the duty-free. Lake Canadian bobbled at the start. Delahousse shows speed. Bolt from the blue, joined by James Lee, and those three are the ones with early hustle. Rostov drops back fourth in a good spot. Nimoy, Lake Canadian, and Djali is the early trailer. Not a big field here, but it's a nice one. Delahousse, Bolt from the blue, and James Lee. They've got 2 lengths on Rostov, Nimoy, Lake Canadian, and then Djali, who's the trailer. And Delahousse has lost the lead now. It's the filly, Bolt from the blue, who has command at this point down the backside. James Lee and Delahousse is still right there. 5 lengths back to Rostov, who seems willing in fourth. Nimoy, Lake Canadian, and Djali is well back today, a good 7 lengths off the leaders. They're in the far turn now, and Delahousse has reclaimed the lead. He had it, he lost it, and he has it again. James Lee, Bolt from the blue, is hanging tough. Rostov gets going now, then Nimoy. The others are losing ground, and it is Delahousse into the stretch. Rostov is the danger now. He's coming on. James Lee's running a big one. Bolt from the blue, as game as can be. Rostov and James Lee, but Delahousse had more in the tank, and he holds them at bay, and Delahousse wins the duty-free. Rostov was second, James Lee third, and then Bolt from the blue was fourth. The official winner is Delahousse. He's a 4-year-old dark bay colt by Sydney out of Trash Talk by Dark Implications. He is a homebred for Louise Bayou, and this is his 8th win in 11 starts. It's so funny because I know, like, people aren't always serious, but this kind of horse makes a person like Louise Bayou crazy. Like, how dare you only win 8 of 11 starts, you slacker animal. Like, can you imagine if any of us owned this horse in real life? It'd be ridiculous. But he hadn't won a signature race yet, so he was in trouble. The 2 horses who beat him last out, Charlton Heston and Sideshow, are both in the 1.5 mile race. So we'll be seeing them soon up. Next up, is the Desert Golden Sprint. A field of 6. 2 amazing fillies in here. And 1 undefeated super freak horse. To talk about them, here is Nina Olson.
Congratulations, Louise. This field is crazy. I mean, we thought the Pegasus was crazy, just add a few more crazy horses, and you have round 2, and that is the Desert Gold Sprint going 6 furlongs for $2 million. And first up is Whiskey. Whiskey is a homebred for Louise Bayou. He is a chestnut 4-year-old colt, sired by DeLorean, and out of the Look I Am Scary mare, sharp as a bull. 10 wins from 13 starts, $1.4 million in earnings. He was 3rd last out in the Grade 1 Pegasus Sprint, so he's taking a 4-week rest to come in here to hope to knock down If Looks Could and Chaos. He ran a 77 in that race, and he was 6th behind If Looks Could, Chaos, and Walk-Off Grand Slam in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Sprint. But he did win the Grade 1 Canadian Sprint over Front Page in Dangerous Game week 14 last year with an 88 speed figure. So he's probably hoping that the front runners all burn themselves out because there's 4 of them, and he is one of those that could definitely pick up the pieces. Next up, we have Walk-Off Grand Slam, a homebred for Abe Froman. I don't know why I said Froman, but Walk-Off Grand Slam is a 4-year-old black colt sired by St. Longinus, and out of the Tyconic mare, What I Always Wanted. He has 9 wins from 14 starts, $1.1 million in earnings, won the Grade 2 Sandstorm Stakes in Dubai week 3, while the others were beating each other up in Florida. He won it with an 86 speed figure. Over the Scary Lights and Thunderous Zens, was third in the Stewards Cup Sprint behind If Looks Could in Chaos with an 80 week 16, and then he won the Grade 1 Lost in the Fog Stakes week 14 Friday over Chicago Tower and Get It Dave. Another horse that is looking to pick up the pieces if the front falls back. Horse number 3 is the first of the 4 frontrunners, and that is a homebred for Darcy McBride in Sweet Sensation. She is a 4-year-old black filly sired by Oweji, and out of the Nicholas mare, Naughty Nicky. 11 wins from 13 starts, $1.4 million in earnings, won the Grade 1 Always in Love Stakes with an 87 speed figure by 3 lengths over Here She Goes. Before that was third in the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Sprint behind Zombie Fish and Christmas Week, where she ran an 87 still, and she did win the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Ladies Sprint wire-to-wire fashion with a 92 week 13 last year on a sloppy track over When She's With Me and Glow Girl Go. Horse number 4 is another front runner in Venom. Venom is owned by Garrelin Farms and bred by the Steward, cost $1.5 million at the TPS yearling sale. This 5-year-old black horse is sired by Shark Tank and out of the AP Sidewinder mare, Plenty Wilder. Has 8 wins from 19 starts, $827,000 in earnings. Won his last 3 starts, even though the last 2 were listed stakes, the Sunny Sky Sprint with an 88 over Pedal to the Metal and Bang Go the Bells, and the Florida Bred Sprint Championship week 16 Friday over Lennox and Parage with an 83 speed figure. He also won the Grade 3 Adams Stakes week 14 Monday over Look at Me Zip and Wealthy Times. Horse number 5 is the big filly for Brianna McKenzie in Chaos, who is a full sister to, you may remember her, Lightning, but now she has paved her own path. And Chaos is a chestnut mare sired by Look Close and out of the DeLorean mare, Spiritus. 13 wins from 19 starts, $3.9 million in earnings, was second by 2.5 to If Looks Could in the Grade 1 Pegasus Sprint. Also was second in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Sprint by 2.25 lengths over behind If Looks Could in the Stewards Cup Sprint with an 84. And then she wired the field to win the Grade 1 Canadian Challenge over Unavoidable Love in Hilma F. Clint with an 86 speed figure. Last but not least, we have the undefeated homebred for Xander Zone, If Looks Could. He is a 4-year-old black colt sired by Look I Am Scary and out of the Nicholas mare, Jealous Look. 12 for 12, $4.2 million in earnings. Has his perfect unblemished record include his last 3 wins, the Grade 1 Pegasus Sprint over Chaos with a 91, also a 91 in the Stewards Cup Sprint over Chaos, and he won the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Sprint by 4 lengths over Christ Within Me and Divide with an 89 speed figure. And that is this really scary field for the Desert Gold Sprint. And with 1 minute left to post, we will turn it over to the steward.
Oh, it helps if you unmute the mic. It helps. Because now you can hear me better than before. No. Me. I muted myself. Okay. Anyway. Yes, it is post time for this fantastic edition of the Golden Sprint. We could talk about all the horses that should be here that aren't here. Hashtag zombie fish. But you really, really can't ask for anything else in this race when a horse named Venom, who has won half of his 19 starts and is almost a millionaire, is like 90 to 1 in here. That's like insane. This race is so good. So, without messing around, let's just get to it. The $2 million Desert Golden Sprint. Will, if looks could, remain undefeated, or will he get defeated by an evil filly or someone else? Yeah, I lost where I was going there. Let's just do it. They're off. A perfect start. If looks could, right to the front, rarely headed in any race, Chaos once again will chase him second. She's joined by the other filly, Sweet Sensation, and then Venom, Walk Off Grand Slam, and Whiskey is the trailer. No surprises early. If looks could is leading by a length, but it's Sweet Sensation up into second with Chaos third, then Venom. Walk Off Grand Slam bides his time, then Whiskey 4 back. They're rounding the turn with If Looks Could. He leads by a half. Sweet Sensation, though, she means business today, and she's going to make him work for it. Chaos not today. She's struggling. Walk Off Grand Slam coming on, and down the stretch they come. It's If Looks Could, and he's kicking away. Jockey Frost is laying him down. He's all out. This is it. If Looks Could, he's clear of Sweet Sensation and Walk Off Grand Slam. He's going to retire unbeaten. He'll retire with a sprinting Grand Slam. If Looks Could wins by 2 lengths. Sweet Sensation, then Walk Off Grand Slam. Whiskey closed. Chaos, and then Venom. The official winner is the immortal If Looks Could. He's a 4-year-old black colt by Look I Am Scary out of Jealous Look by Nicholas. He is a homebred for Xander's Own, and this is his 13th win in 13 starts. To think that the greatest dirt sprinter of all time is a hardcore slide animal. This mare's foals are horrible. But not this one. And we all know Look I Am Scary is the bomb stallion. So what is If Looks Good gonna do in the shed? Well, we've been hyping him up pretty good. So send him all the mares. Whoa. Trying to get to the next race. Next up is the Desert Mile. Oh, this is Nina's second least favorite race today, because she has to face Doctor Who with her big horse D.I. Hardy, not to mention 3 other millionaires. Oh, this is such a good field, but I'm not one to talk about it, so here she is.
Yeah, this is a really good field. But congratulations, Xander, on winning the Golden Sprint. And now, who would have thought that the Pegasus Classic winner and the Pegasus Mile winner would ever face off before the Stewards Cup? I sure didn't. But look, who knows what I know. But first horse is Doctor Who, the $24 million Eric Nelbone-owned steward bred, sired by Doctor and out of the Just Victory mare Timeless. Has 8 wins from 11 starts, $6.5 million in earnings, has won his last 4 starts, including the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic last out over Heart of the Storm and Jack Skellington with a 95. Before that, did win the 8.5 furlong Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby over Hornblower and Setish with a 98 speed figure, and before that won the Grade 2 Mexican Classic over Guide You Home. And Sunrises from the East with a 91 speed figure. Is he the only front runner in this race? Like, legit front runner? I think so. There's some others that I hope go with him, but yeah. Drive the Score is horse number 2, and that is another steward bred owned by Jackson Muniz. It cost $1.4 million at the TBS yearling sale. sired by Touchdown Raiders, and out of the Engros mare Curious. 10 wins from 18 starts, $448,000 in earnings. Was third in an allowance race behind Alonzo and Goodnight Mr. Walters, last out week 3. Before that was fourth in the Grade 3 Prince Ali Stakes in Saudi Arabia behind Wheel for the Judge and Bucky Larson and Ashamed of Fire. And before that won the Grade 3 The Surf and Charmer Stakes, week 13, Friday, with an 87 speed figure over Suspicious and Infernal Soul. Horse number 3 is Hallmark, another steward bred. This one cost $6.1 million for Luis Polar. He is sired by Messiah and out of the Shadowless Mare Redemption. 8 wins from 11 starts, $1.7 million in earnings. Was second behind D.I. Hardy in the Grade 1 Pegasus Dirt Mile with a 90 speed figure, and was second in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile behind Pyrotechnics with an 89, and before that won the Grade 2 Mojave Stakes, week 13, Friday, over Eternal and Weeble Wobble. Horse number 4 is, I was just making sure not all these horses were steward breds, but is not. It is another steward bred, and that is Wheel for the Judge, owned by Lucas Davenport. $1.1 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by American Valor, and out of the Chief Mare, August Moon. 10 wins from 14 starts, $565,000 in earnings, has won his last 6 races, including the Optimus Stakes, last out with an 87 over Enthralled and Spare Change in Turkey. And then before that, won the Grade 3 Desert Challenge Round 1 over Alonzo and Goodnight Mr. Walters with an 85. Before that, won the Grade 3 Prince Ali Stakes over Bucky Larson and Ashamed of Fire with an 86. Horse number 5 is owned by Randall Johnson, and that is really, really big. He is a 8-year-old Bay Stallion, bred by Fabio Socaras, sired by Big Moment, and out of the Big Gamble mare, Big All Over. 11 wins from 30 starts, $911,000 in earnings, was 5th in the Runaway Plate, last out in Canada, and before that was 4th behind Dumai Morning and Act Out in the Grade 1 Brooklyn Mile, and was 2nd in the Grade 2 Strike Deadly handicap with an 82. Last time he won was year 43, week 15, Friday, in the really big stakes in Turkey. Horse number 6 is a homebred for Tom Mudgett, and that was Pyrotechnics. 4-year-old Black Colt, sired by Little Gift, and out of the Pyrotechnic Guy, mare, Pyrotechnic Gal. 8 wins from 12 starts, $1.8 million in earnings. This is our Stewards Cup Dirt Mile winner last year, where he beat Hallmark and D.I. Hardy with a 93. Did come back to be 3rd in the Pegasus Dirt Mile, though, behind D.I. Hardy and Hallmark, to run an 86, and won his prep for the Stewards Cup in the Grade 2 Indiana Mile over City of Irving and Call, week 14, Monday. Horse number 7 is D.I. Hardy, owned by me, Nina Olson, and bred by the steward. Cost me $1.2 million at the TBS yearling sale. This 5-year-old Dark Bay Stallion is sired by Taste of Shadows, and out of the I&I mare, Cyrix. Has 11 wins from 18 starts, $4.5 million in earnings. Won the Pegasus Dirt Mile, last out by 2 lengths over Hallmark and Pyrotechnics with a 95. Was 3rd in the in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Dirt Mile before that, and then did win the Grade 3 Old Kentucky Mile week 13 with an 88 over Award of Valor and Big Denial. Horse number 8 is Dubai Morning. He is a homebred for Channy Russo. He's a 6-year-old Bay Stallion, sired by Light of the Moon, and out of the Big Bucks mare, Dubai Millionaire. 9 wins from 22 starts, $1.3 million in earnings, was 4th in the Pegasus Dirt Mile behind D.I. Hardy, Hallmark, and Pyrotechnics. Won the Grade 1 Brooklyn Mile, though, at week 15 with a 90 over Act Out in C, and then was 2nd in the Grade 2 Dirtway Park Fall Championship to Act Out with an 86 week 12, and that is this crazy field for the dirt mile. I feel like there's some horses not here. Did Act Out retire? He's not. He didn't. He is in the New York Mile Stakes today. Just seeing where some of the big horses are, which that is also a really good field with Pointless and Dubai Raider and Primetime Classic and Gecko. That's where all the other horses are. I was just wondering where all the other milers were. Not that we're lacking in talent in this, but it could have been a really, really crazy field if some of these others would have showed up. Has Doctor Who ever ran at a mile? He hasn't. He has not ever ran at a mile, and his one workout for 4 furlongs is 46.88, which isn't great. Interesting. I know that they don't. Eric didn't think he could get the 10 furlongs, which is why he is here. But I don't know. We'll see. But I will turn it over to the steward now to see the call for the Dubai Mile, Desert Mile.
So I want to show you guys something in the chat. I'm going to talk about it and then link it, and you can look at it. I don't know if you remember, but my dad, who is the admin and does all of our coding for us, has this page that he likes looking at, and it's Sim Air Traffic Control. And it shows all the horses that are currently flying all over the world in the sim and like who they are and where they're going and stuff. And he's like, what do I do with this page? And in my head, I'm like, you do nothing with this page because no one cares but you. But I'm going to show it to you guys because why not? It's kind of nifty looking. Right now, there's 1,363 horses in transit, and you can just scroll your little mouse over all these little airplane icons and see who the horses are and how far they have to go. It's like funny a little bit. So I don't know if you guys like it, we'll link it somewhere, but otherwise there's no point to this existing at all. So there you go.
That looks funny.
2 minutes to post for this pretty amazing edition of the Desert Mile. I'm going to go best edition of the Desert Mile ever. I love that there's 2 Pegasus winners in here. Like, what were the odds of that? I think it's cool. That would be like if Take Me Up suddenly ran in the Distant Dream race, except that then Memento Mori won, and then that would mean no Pegasus winners won it, so never mind. Like, dirt milers, it's really hard to earn a lot of money. And Pyrotechnics does not yet have a massive grade 1 to his credit. Oh, I lied.
He does.
He won the mile. Why am I thinking that Hallmark won the mile last year? Because I'm tired. Anyway, my point is that he has 1.8 million. Like, that's unheard of for dirt milers. Just a few years ago, none of them would have earned that much money. Like, I'm just saying it's good now. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and call the race because clearly I don't... Are you guys all looking at the airplanes? Can I shoot a missile at a horse that I don't like? Hashtag too soon. Hashtag still funny. It's post time. $23,500 in the pool for the Desert Mile. They're off in a star-studded Desert Mile, and Doctor Who won the break. An absolute flyer for Doctor Who. D.I. Hardy watches him go with wary eyes early. Pyrotechnics, Dubai Morning, Hallmark, really, really big, Wheel for the Judge, and then Drive the Score is the trailer. It is Doctor Who whipping into the backstretch 3, 4 lengths in front. D.I. Hardy solidly placed in second, Hallmark, Pyrotechnics, and Dubai Morning, then Wheel for the Judge, really, really big, and Drive the Score. They're halfway done in the Desert Mile, and Doctor Who leads by 3. But here comes D.I. Hardy to make him work for it. Hallmark back third, Pyrotechnics, Dubai Morning, and Wheel for the Judge. They're into the stretch, and the battle is on. Doctor Who is 2 in front, but D.I. Hardy's coming at him. They're 5 in front of Hallmark and Pyrotechnics, and those are good horses. Doctor Who had that easy lead, and now he has to hold off one of the best horses in the world. Doctor Who, D.I. Hardy, he's at his throat, heads apart, and the 2 Pegasus winners hit the wire together. Was it Doctor Who, or did D.I. Hardy get him photo finish in the Desert Mile? Waiting for the results of the photo. And the results are in. The official winner, by a nose, Doctor Who held on. D.I. Hardy did not get up and get him. Doctor Who is a 4-year-old black colt by Doctor, out of Timeless by Just Victory. He was bred by the steward and is owned by Eric Nalbone, who has still not purchased this $7 million earner a headshot. Slacker. Big time slacker. Okay, but look at the coolness of this. Okay, we have 2 Pegasus winners. Like, when I found out that they finished together, I got so excited because totally stealing that Ferdinand Alashiba race call. Why not? It's probably never going to happen again that 2 Pegasus winners finish noses apart in a big race like this. Like, it's just way too exciting. And both of them are going to be available for breeding this year, and both of them are miler types that also like going much, much longer. So they're both really cool stallions, and I'm just like geeking out over this edition of the mile because it was awesome. And that's how I feel about that. So I feel like Nina should go beat up Danny Derby. I'll hold him down for you because he's the one who told Eric to run in the mile instead of the World Cup. Nina just started frantically typing. She's beating up Danny right now.
Yeah, I do. I want to punch him.
You know what the trick is now? What do you do with D.I. Hardy and Doctor Who, with both of them? Like, where do you go? Because you can stretch out again and run in, like, the Louisville Classic, which is our version of the Stephen Foster Week 9. That's, like, a logical spot. But you know who you're going to meet in there is probably freaking Heart of the Storm, who's going to still be running. So, like, or do you stay at mile races? Like, what do you do with these horses? You know what the good part is? You can do whatever the heck you want because they're both the bomb. So, that's my story about these animals. And next up, we have the Desert Marathon. Wah, wah. To talk about these 6 fantastic beasts, here is Nina.
Danny, I thought you were my friend. Now I've changed my mind. But we are here for the Desert Marathon, 2 miles going, our 4-year-olds and up going 2 miles at $1 million. And the first horse in the field is Scott Island's Talk It Round, a steward bred, cost $5.4 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sorry by rambling out of the Braveheart mare breed. Has 4 wins from 10 starts, $311,000 in earnings. Was 6th in the Grade 1 Arcadia Million behind brilliantly Eastern Westside and Kiefer. Before that, won the Grade 2 Thunder Road Stakes, going 10 furlongs over Nick and Coronado Strike. And before that, won a non-winners of 3 with an 87 over Well Sighted and Niska. Was 4th last time he tried stretching out, so maybe 2 miles will be his thing. Horse number 2 is Firebolt, a homebred for Laura Ferguson, a 6-year-old black stallion, sired by Sword and out of the Harry Potter mare, Godric's Hollow. 7 wins from 20 starts, $854,000 in earnings. Was 2nd in the Thinks You Can Think Stakes, which is a Grade 1. That's a really long. Is that a sponsored race? But because that is a really long name. Going 2 miles, week 3 Friday. Over or behind James Dean over I Am Sam I Am with an 82, was fourth in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Marathon behind Hold Above and Keeper of Secrets and TARDIS with an 80, and before that won the Grade 2 Prefamengpos Stakes, going 2 miles with a 91 over Gentleman and Check Out the Hair. Next up, we have a filly named Little Wanderer, which is a great song. You guys should all listen to it. Owned by Art Vandelay, but bred by the steward. Cost $7 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Keyboard Courage and now the Amida mare, Happier. 5 wins from 10 starts, $735,000 in earnings. Won the Long Car Ride Stakes in Dubai week 3 Friday with a 90 over Permitted in FaceTime. Was second behind Rambunctious 2 in the Grade 1 Ladies Route in Kentucky week 16, and then won the Islands Challenge over Show Me Your Fangs and See the Challenge with a 93 week 14. Post position number 4 is Alex Puderbaugh's I Am Sam I Am. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I Am Sam I Am. He is a 5-year-old dark bay stallion sired by URIM and now the Maelstrom mare Wind Raider, bred by Fabio Sakaras. 5 wins from 18 starts, $1.3 million in earnings, was third in that the Thinks You Can Think Stakes, which behind James Dean and Firebolt, was second in the Leonardo Stakes, behind Winding Path, and was second in the Grade 2 Kingston Trophy week 14 behind Strong Messages by a head with a 90. Horse number 5 is Keeper of Secrets. Cost Danny Derby $3 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Newsroom and out of the Father's Day mare, Keep It Secret. 4 wins from 10 starts, $1,056,000 in earnings. Won the A Long Prep for a Long Race, where he set a new track record going 2.5 miles. I think that was the sole purpose of creating a 2.5 mile race. Over Rushing to Hope and Ravishing Rick. Was second in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Marathon behind Hold Above and TARDIS with a 82, and then he was second behind Spectre in the Grade 1 Canadian Fraternity week 13 with a 91. Last but not least, we have Brianna McKenzie Steward Bred Commentary. Cost $1.3 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Editors and out of the East Mare Pal. Has 4 wins from 10 starts, $347,000 in earnings. Was second to Center of Time in the Grade 2 Gallant Sox Handicap, going 12 furlongs. Week 3. Won the Curlin Stakes, which was a Grade 3 going 12 furlongs in Puerto Rico, week 16 Monday over Gentleman and Rescue Whale, and was second to Roaming Thoughts in the Grade 3 Coyote Lakes Handicap, week 13 Friday in New York. And those are the marathoners here tonight. It's a really nice field for being small. The only horse that I believe has been regularly going 2 miles is Firebolt, who was a horse that randomly improved. You may have remembered year 43, week 12, when he debuted or won the Brilliant Color Stakes by 100, or not by 100, by 12.5 lengths with a 100 speed figure. Before that, he was not as fast. He was only running like low 80s, upper 70s. So hey, you never know. Those sword horses tend to go up front or improve late. I don't know what I meant by go up front. But then there's Little Wanderer, who is the only filly in this field. Super nice mare. I actually really wanted this filly because I've been naming all of Know You'll Stay's horses after the song, so I thought she'd fit in nicely, but Art stole her from me. Not really stole, but had more money than me. And she's taken the boys on for the first time today. I don't know how she'll do well, she's won 2 miles before, but against the boys. But I think the favorite is probably Keeper of Secrets. Is that the favorite? Probably. I don't even know. Who do you guys think is the favorite for this field? I don't want to talk too much about Danny's horse because he was my friend and now he's not my friend because he's mean. So who do you guys think is the favorite? Anybody? I don't know. I know, he is. Thanks, Pete. I'm so glad you agree with me. You guys are like not talking. Yes, Danny. Go smack yourself. Tell Laura tell your wife that you're mean. You think I am Sam I am? I like that name. I am Sam I am. Did Alex create that sponsored race? She did. The Thinks You Can Think Stakes, which is like the longest title ever. Talk It Round. I know that Scott thinks Talk It Round is going to win all the things all the time. Maybe he will this time. Was he the one that was supposed to win the Derby? Oh, the steward's back. But it wasn't. So maybe now Talk It Round will win. So we will turn it over to the steward.
I'm back. I went downstairs, got a bowl of cereal, filled up my water bottle. Big day. Yeah, it's almost time for the marathon. An exceptional field of 6 animals here. This I actually think is maybe our worst edition of the marathon. It's not great. We've had much better marathons. Like, what if Art Vandelay hadn't gotten brave and put his filly in here? We'd be down to 5 horses in here. So it's just not a very big field. So yeah. I have confirmation that Chaos will retire tonight. Or, tomorrow morning or something. So she's done. They got old. Except for not Memento Mori. That thing's like getting better as she gets older. Either that or she'll run 18th for her next 5 races. Hold on, I'm looking up a horse that I think should be in this race that isn't. Un momento. Yeah. Yeah. So there's this horse named Severus that Laura Ferguson has, who's like, he started out his career okay, but he was never anything crazy. But now he's only been worse than second once, maybe. Hopefully Nina hasn't already talked about this horse. But he won his week 1 prep for this race with a 98. Then he was second, week 3, to Iron Spirit, going really short. So instead of even bothering with the races today, he ran last week, won with an 87. But like, he could have been in this race. But she had Firebolt in here, and Firebolt famously ran a 100 at some point, or a 99 or something like that. I forget. It was something like that. So I can understand keeping your horses apart, but it just makes this field short. Basically, when there's 6 horses in a 2-mile race, that's just mean. I don't like it. But I know Scott Island is desperate for Talk It Round to win. He didn't like being known as a guy with a bunch of marathoners, but sometimes you got to embrace it, because sometimes that's what you got. You know what I'm saying? So it is post time for the marathon. Betting pool closes at $4,200 because care level is low. I'm teasing. Everyone loves marathoners. They're off in the 2-mile marathon. Little Wanderer had a horrific break right to her face. Talk It Round was a step slow, and commentary was too. So 3 of the 6 were away slowly, but none of these runners really want the lead, so they are crawling early. Talk It Round's going to win the break by default. Little Wanderer, commentary, the ones who all broke badly, or the ones who broke well, take back behind them, while Keeper of Secrets, Firebolt, and then I Am, Sam I Am is the trailer. So Talk It Round leads them up the backstretch for the first time, a length ahead of Little Wanderer, the filly, who has another length on commentary. Keeper of Secrets is 4th, Firebolt 5th, and then I Am, Sam I Am sits back 6th. Little Wanderer goes to put the pressure on Talk It Round now. She doesn't want that one to go quite so slowly. Those two are joined on the front end. Commentary is 2 back 3rd, bred for the distance and biding his time. Keeper of Secrets, then 2 back to Firebolt, and I Am, Sam I Am. No change in order for now. It's Talk It Round and Little Wanderer side by side, strumming along the stories they could tell each other. Commentary is 3rd, 2 in front of Keeper of Secrets, and then Firebolt, and I Am, Sam I Am. They have 6 furlongs left to run in the marathon, and Talk It Round is still utterly glued to Little Wanderer. Their lead has extended to 3 lengths. Keeper of Secrets picks up a spot now and sits 3rd. Commentary still in with a shot. Firebolt gets closer, and then I Am, Sam I Am. Still anyone's race around the turn. Talk It Round and Little Wanderer. Keeper of Secrets. Firebolt passes commentary. That one's not doing enough, and I Am, Sam I Am. Down the stretch they come. It is the dueling duo, Talk It Round and Little Wanderer, but with a scoff and a signal, Keeper of Secrets blasts right past them. Keeper of Secrets, he opens up now. He's rolling clear. Talk It Round and Little Wanderer. Firebolt back 4th, but Keeper of Secrets is a much the best winner in the marathon. Talk It Round held off Little Wanderer for 2nd, Firebolt was 4th, and commentary was 5th. The official winner is Keeper of Secrets. He's a 4-year-old Dark Bay colt by Newsroom out of Keep It Secret by Father's Day. He was bred by the steward and is owned by Danny Derby. This is only his 5th win in 11 starts. Next up, we have the Turf Classic. We have 12 minutes to talk about 10 of the best horses in training. So, you have fun with that, Nina, because I don't want to.
Congratulations, Mr. Derby, on winning that race. And now we are to the Desert Turf Classic, which is a crazy good field. It'll be interesting to see how the Pegasus horses bounce back in here. We're going for $4 million, stretching out to 12 furlongs. And first up, we have the ARC winner, King George, a homebred for Melissa May. This 4-year-old black colt is sired by Gibraltar, and out of the feet mare, Queen of Smiling. 5 wins from 9 starts, $3.5 million in earnings. Won the Grade 3 Zazam Stakes, going 9 furlongs over Rostov and Jolly. Week 4 was was 9th in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf. Week 2, Friday, behind Take Me Up, Sideshow, and Coleman Hell. Still ran a 65 speed figure for his 9th place finish, and before that did win the elusive Arc de Triomphe Stakes, week 14, over Kingston and Reddington with a 93 speed figure. Horse number 2 is a steward bred, and that is Charlton Heston, owned by Kent Saunders. Cost $2.6 million at the TBS yearling sale. Was sired by Monster and out of the Fact and Not Fiction mare, Maria Gorska. 7 wins from 10 starts, only $569,000 in earnings. Was second to Sideshow in the Desert Gold Stakes last out, where he ran at 88. Was only a half length behind Sideshow. Before that, did dead heat with the Wild Horse in the Grade 3 Liara Cup. Week 2 Monday in Pakistan, where he ran in 93. And before that, won the Grade 1 Turkish Derby in Turkey going 12 furlongs over Trusting and Gunter with an 89 speed figure. Post position number 3 is Suzuka Silence, a homebred for Tammy Fox. This 5-year-old gray stallion is sired by Suzuka Mambo and out of the splintered mare Fractured Talk. 10 wins from 14 starts, $3.2 million in earnings, was 5th in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf Mile last out, opted to take the 4-week rest going into the Dubai Turf Classic, was 2nd to Ominous Tones in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf, Week 16, and was 5th to King George Kingston in the Grade 1 Art. 4 really hard races in a row for Suzuka Silence. We'll see how that. Horse number 4 is Ominous Tones. He is a 5-year-old bay stallion, homebred for Emily Klein, sired by Two Toned and out of the Tattern mare Plum Island. 10 wins from 15 starts, $3.6 million in earnings. Was 7th in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf Classic. Grade 1 Pegasus Turf last out. Week 2 decided to also take a 4-week rest. He did win the Stewards Cup Turf Week 16 with a 91 speed figure over Suzuka Silence and Coleman Howell, and he also won the Grade 1 Everest Stakes Week 14 with a 91 over Timing and Tornadoes. Horse number 5 is the Pegasus Turf winner, Take Me Up, owned by Brandon McNulty and bred by the Steward, cost $3.1 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. Sired by Atoko and out of the Everest mare Prankster, 7 wins from 10 starts, $7.3 million in earnings, ran in 97 wire-to-wire to win the Pegasus Turf last out over Sideshow and Coleman Hell. Did not go to the Stewards Cup, ran in the Irish St. Ledger instead, going 1 3/4 miles, where he won with a 98 over Coach and Smoke. And then before that, won the Grade 1 English St. Ledger, also going 1 3/4 miles over Seamus and the Wild Horse with a 92 speed figure. Horse number 6 is Screenwriter, a homebred for Paul Heinrich. This is a 4-year-old dark bay colt, sired by Farscape and out of the Trafalgar mare, Signed in Ink. 3 wins from 9 starts, $454,000 in earnings, was 4th in the Magic Carpet Stakes, going 2 miles last out behind Kingston, Gunter, and Burning Heart. Was 2nd to James Lee in the Grade 1 Japan Trophy Week 16, and was 2nd to Dalahussein in the Grade 1 Japanese St. Ledger Week 14 Friday with a 91. Horse number 7 is a homebred for Garrett Folsom and Sideshow. Sideshow is a dark bay 4-year-old colt, sired by Jabberwocky and out of the Untamed Princess mare, Northern Girl. 6 wins from 11 starts, $3.7 million in earnings. Decided not to take 4-week rest after the Pegasus, where he won the Desert Gold Stakes Week 4 Friday with a 90 speed figure over Charlton Heston and Dalahussein. Was 2nd to Take Me Up in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf before that, and was 5th in the Stewards Cup Turf behind Ominous Tones, Suzuka Silence, and Coleman Hell, Week 16. Horse number 8 is Coleman Hell, owned by me, Nina Olson, and bred by the Steward, cost me $1.9 million at the TBS Yearling sale, sired by Calgone and out of the Gibraltar mare, Instrumental. 10 wins from 12 starts, $3.1 million in earnings, was 3rd in his last 2 starts, which were the Pegasus Turf and the Stewards Cup Turf, where he ran a 91 and 89, and then he did win the sponsor Nashville Turf Classic Week 14 Monday with an 89 speed figure over Kill the Messenger and Shattered Realty. Post position number 9 is Peace Be With You, a homebred for Carolyn Eaton, 4-year-old dark bay colt, sired by Court of Miracles and out of the feet mare Olive Branch. 5 wins from 10 starts, $899,000 in earnings, was 6th in the Pegasus Turf Classic last out, also opted to take a 4-week rest into the Dubai race, was 2nd in the Grade 1 English Champion Stakes to Seamus, Week 16 last year, and then won the Irish Champion Stakes over Forgot and Drogon, week 13, Friday. Last but not least, we have Reddington. He is a 5-year-old bay stallion owned by Laura Ferguson, bred by the steward, cost $12.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Sydney and out of the frayed mare Shahira, 10 wins from 17 starts, $4.2 million in earnings. Ran a walkover week 4 Friday in New York, going 12 furlongs. Not a single other person entered this race. Why? But he ran a 93, going all by his lonesome. And then before that was 4th in the Pegasus Turf behind Take Me Up, Sideshow, and Coleman Hell. And then he was 4th in the Stewards Cup Turf as well, week 16 behind Ominous Tone, Suzuka Silence, and Coleman Hell. And that is this field for the Turf Classic. I'm really curious why nobody else showed up in that race for Reddington. It was classified allowance restricted to New York, but still, someone could have made money in second. But yeah, where is Drogon, Elise? Why is Drogon not here? I don't think he's retired, because I would have bred to him. I'm sure you'll answer that if you're in here. Are you? You're not in here. Of course you're not. Is he? Where'd he go? I lost him. Drogon. He's a super nice horse. He is running in the Grand Prix de Notre Dame, a grade 3 race against nobody. Oh, wait, Kingston's in there, another horse who should be in this race, but he's not. Maybe Brad thinks that 2 miles is better than 12 furlongs. I don't know. And Seamish should be here. I don't know why Ara doesn't have her horse in here. If she just forgot. Or... oh, no, he's also running today in a grade 3. But we will turn it over to the steward.
Poor Nina. She's like, doing my job, finding out information about horses. And I'm like, God, Nina, hand it to me. And other times I'm like, don't give it to me. I don't want to talk. So the story about Reddington's walkover is that Laura Ferguson does not ever listen to any of the podcasts. Like, none of them. Why would she do that? She don't have time for that. She's like fancy and lawyery and stuff. But she listened to the one Ask Em Anything that Scott and I did earlier this year, where someone had asked, like, do you need to beat other horses to get your confidence back, or does a walkover work? And I said a walkover works because a win is a win is a win. It doesn't matter. As long as the horse wins, it's happy again. So Reddington hadn't won since week 9 of last year. He was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, so he was getting worse and worse. So she drops him into this, like, walkover. She didn't, like, care if anyone wanted to run in it, but, like, who's going to run against her in a classified allowance? That's stupid. So he wins, but he, like, in a walkover, a horse goes naturally as fast as they would go at the distance because there's no other factors, right? So the horse busts a 93. She was like, thanks a lot, Reddington. So she was not happy with the prep. We'll see how that affects him today. Interesting story with Suzuka Silence. He was like this almost unbeaten, crazy super horse. And then he left the comfort of Australia and he has not won since. 5th, 2nd, and 5th again. If we had exactas, you could bet him to be 2nd and then you'd be all patterny. Oh, this race is so good. There's no way I could talk about everyone in 1 minute left. Arc winner King George, Charlton Heston, who I bred and who I love. Ominous Tones. Oh my gosh, I just scrolled really fast and saw he was a bay horse that's 5 and he's 17 hands. But I read it as that he was 7. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's 7? He's been around that long? I didn't even know. He's the kind of horse that, or one of the types of horses that didn't have a prep after the Pegasus. He came straight here. But he did work. A lot of people work today. Or not today, for today, instead of run. So, interesting. Hey, it's post time! For the Desert Turf Classic, a $4 million event. $6,000 in the betting pool. $6,000? No, I boycott. You guys have to bet more. I reopened it. Go bet more. That's ridiculous. It has to go over to 25 at least. So, I'm keeping it quiet. You don't get to hear it until it goes over 25,000. Go bet on the race, 'cause I told you to. In my yelling voice. No one has bet since I said that. Fine. Whatever. Just close it. See if I even care. Hey, 22,000. Alright, I will reward you with the call. They're off. Sideshow a step slow. King George out poorly too. No surprise that Coleman Hell wants the lead. The standout is right to the front, but it's a terrifying field again today, and Nemesis Take Me Up will be the one to pressure him. Ominous Tones, Peace Be With You, King George, Screenwriter, Reddington, Suzuka Silence, Sideshow, and then Charlton Heston is the trailer in a star-studded field of super horses. They're coming to the top of the lane the first time, and Coleman Hell leads into the straight, badgered by Take Me Up. Ominous Tones is back third, then 2 lengths to Peace Be With You. King George is alongside Screenwriter, Reddington, Suzuka Silence, Sideshow, and then Charlton Heston is the trailer. They have 1 mile left to go, and Take Me Up has got his nose in front of Coleman Hell. Those two are 3 lengths in front of Ominous Tones. A big 5 lengths back to the others who are grouped together. King George, Peace Be With You, Screenwriter, Reddington, Sideshow, Suzuka Silence, and Charlton Heston. No change in order as they go down the backside. Take Me Up and Coleman Hell strolling along together. Ominous Tones, then 5 lengths to King George. Peace Be With You, Screenwriter, Reddington, Sideshow, Suzuka Silence, and Charlton Heston. Around the far turn now, and Coleman Hell shakes away from Take Me Up. Coleman Hell opens up a length and some. Take Me Up is still 3 in front of Ominous Tones. The Stewards Cup winner is struggling now. Peace Be With You. Reddington has gained 2 spots. King George, Sideshow, Suzuka Silence. He needs to do more. And Charlton Heston is set down hard. They're into the stretch, and Coleman Hell can see the wire. He's put away Take Me Up. Reddington is the danger now. Reddington is a threatening force center of the track. Sideshow coming on 2. It is Coleman Hell. He's all out. He does not want to get beat again. But Reddington always has a plan, and the Big Bay has stormed on by. Coleman Hell, heartbroken again second. Sideshow there third. Take Me Up, Suzuka Silence, and King George. The official winner is Reddington. He's a 5-year-old bay horse by Sydney, out of Shahira by Frayed. He was bred by the Steward and is owned by Laura Ferguson. This is his 11th win in 18 starts. I think it's his first big one. Yeah. I mean, he won the Stewards Cup Bunbury, if you count that as a big one. We should. Let's count it. It's his second big one. Next up, oh gosh, we're only 10 minutes to post for the $6 million Desert World Cup, the battle of the speed horses versus the closers. and poor little Addicted to Chaos in between. Who will it be? Here's Nina, I think.
I really dislike Coleman Hill, just saying. But here we are in the Desert World Cup, moving on to better horses. And we are here with a 6 million race, 8 horses. The first horse is Heart of the Storm. He is a 6-year-old black horse, cost $1.4 million at the TBS yearling sale for Dan Gordon, started by Easy on the Eyes and Out of the Wake as I Am mare, All That I Am. 12 wins from 23 starts, $9.9 million in earnings, was second in the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic to Doctor Who by 3/4 of a length, where he ran in 92. Wired the field to win the Grade 1 Los Campeones Classic on a sloppy track over Salute and Iron Spirit. Was also won the Grade 2 Pigeon Park Classic over Goal is Fame and Other is Thinking, week 13. Trying to become the world's richest horse. Tonight is Heart of the Storm. Maybe he'll retire. Next up, we have Eastern West Side, the surprise Derby winner from last year. This is a homebred from Mark Branch. He is a 4-year-old gray gelding, sired by Taste of Shadows, and out of the Midwest mare, West by God. 4 wins from 12 starts, $1.6 million in earnings, was second to Brilliantly in the Grade 1 Arcadia Classic last out, week 4. Also was 7th in the Pegasus Classic, week 2, behind Doctor Who and Heart of the Storm, and was second in the Awesome Derby with a 85 speed figure, week 14. Post position number 3 is Jack Skellington, who, it's almost October. Halloween could be a good sign for him. For Elise Peveril, cost $12.5 million at the TBS yearling sale, bred by the Steward, started by Rambling and out of the Braveheart mare Adventure. 10 wins from 17 starts, $3.9 million in earnings, was third to Doctor Who and Heart of the Storm in the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic. Before that was 7th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Classic behind You Are Not Alone and Be Prepared and James Dean, and was second in the Grade 1 Long Island Gold Cup to Halloween Town, week 14, where he ran in 88. Post position number 4 is another Steward bred. This is After the Disco, owned by Scott Island, bred by the Steward, cost $761,000 at the TBS yearling sale, started by Firefly and out of the Voldemort mare, Secret Order. 8 wins from 17 starts, $1.7 million in earnings. Won a sponsored race called The Recovery in New York, week 4 Friday, over Your Striker and Tip the Bellboy with an 85, was 6th in the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic, week 2, behind Doctor Who and Heart of the Storm with a 71, and was 5th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Classic, week 16, to You Are Not Alone and Be Prepared, where he ran a 90. Position number 5 is a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn in Iron Spirit. This is a 4-year-old gray colt, started by Rambling and out of the War Daddy mare Frostburned. 6 wins from 10 starts, $1.1 million in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Desert Challenge Round 2 last out over 9 furlongs with an 89 speed figure over Severus and In His Arms. Was third to Heart of the Storm and Salute in the Grade 1 Los Campeones Classic, going 10 furlongs on the sloppy track, and won the Grade 1 Midsummer Classic, or our version of the Tremors, week 12, Friday in New York, over James Dean and Addicted to Chaos with a 93. Post position number 6 is the big Stewards Cup Classic winner who decided to skip the Pegasus in hopes to win the Dubai World Cup, and that is You Are Not Alone, owned by Pete Vela. He cost $10 million at the TBS yearling sale, started by URIM and out of the Braveheart mare Adventure. Won the highly regarded stakes last out in Dubai week 3 over Hey Don't Run Me Down and Motivated. He did I say how many wins he has? He's 8 wins from 10 starts and $3.7 million, if I forgot. But he's won the Stewards Cup Classic Week 16 over Be Prepared and James Dean with a 98 speed figure. And he also won the Grade 1 Awesome Derby over Eastern West Side and Addicted to Chaos, where he ran a 90 at Week 14. Post position number 7 is Addicted to Chaos, a homebred for Jack Mayer, 4-year-old black colt sired by Maelstrom and out of the Harry Potter mare, Hallowed Halls. 5 wins from 12 starts, $881,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Jet Ski Handicap last out with a 91, going 9 furlongs in Florida over Nick and Blue Buck. Was second to Sherwood in the Grade 1 Japan Trophy Cup Week 16, and was third to You Are Not Alone at Eastern West Side in the Grade 1 Awesome Derby Week 14 Friday. Last but not least is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is James Dean. He is a 4-year-old bay colt, sired by Newsroom and out of the Night Fury mare Pact. 5 wins from 10 starts, $1.9 million in earnings. Won the Thinks You Can Think Stakes last out, going 2 miles over Firebolt and Sam I Am with a 93. Was third to Be Prepared and You Are Not Alone in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Classic Week 16, and was second to Degrassi in the Empire Stakes with a 98 Week 14 Friday. And that is this year's field for the Desert World Cup. And I will turn it over to the steward.
The first of the big 3 tonight, although I assume that if you have any horse running in a race tonight, then that's the big one to you, so don't be offended by me saying that. But purse-wise and history-wise, this is the first of the big 3. All the storylines in here are just crazy. Like, you have 2 Derby winners. You have, like, Eastern West Side's the reigning Derby winner for another 40 minutes or so. That's pretty cool. And Heart of the Storm trying to become the first horse in modern sim times to break the $10 million mark. He could be the richest ever, couldn't he? Un momento, por favor. Let me do some stat research here. Yeah, the richest ever is Atlas with 12.7. If he wins, does he go over that? You have to love horses. There's 3 horses in a row here that you have to love. After the Disco, Iron Spirit, and You Are Not Alone. All 3 of them are mile and a quarter, mile and a quarter, mile and a quarter. They don't want anything less. They don't want anything more. Mile and a quarter is their jam. But they need the speed horses to go in front of them. There's 3 speed horses, so it should happen. But it's what you need. All 3 of them are coming off wins in their preps, because heaven forbid we not have the hardest race ever. I often tell Art Vandelay that James Dean might very well be the best horse he's ever bred, which is saying something considering he has nothing to do with Marilyn Million. But if this horse hadn't won a sponsored Grade 1 last out, then he wouldn't have won in almost a year. Like, granted, he's finishing 2nd and 3rd in some of the biggest Grade 1s in the game, but this horse absolutely needs everything to go his own way. He actually reminds me of Heart of the Storm that way, where if one of them gets loose, they're gone. But if they can't get to the lead or if they hook up, then things get dicey. If After the Disco wins, I'm totally singing the After the Disco song. You've all been warned. If Jack Skellington wins, I'm going to sing that song too. All of them. Every song from that movie. We'll be here all night. You'll be like, what's the Derby winner? I'll be like, nope. One minute to post now, and the problem is that the betting pool is only $6,000. So if you want to make this night go a little bit faster, you'll put money into this pool. This is what commentators should do on TV all the time. You guys want to play this pick 6? You want it to go? You each put $1,000 in it. Did that work? Hey, it did. It got up to 25. I honestly expected this to be like a $100,000 betting pool because this race is so good. Like, we're on the verge of just this, like, every horse in this field's amazing. Addicted to Chaos is the only one who's not a millionaire, and he will be by, any minute now, right? Like, he's that good. What if Eastern West Side's the one who wins and we all just, like, got bombed again by the same horse that bombed us last year? That'd be amazing. The only horse that's kind of missing in here is Brilliantly, but he's got a California plan. He can be here next year. It's okay. I'm allowing it. Tough crowd tonight. $41,200 in the betting pool for the $6 million Desert World Cup. They're off in the World Cup. You Are Not Alone, just one step slow, but that shouldn't hamper his style. No surprises in the early going. James Dean hustled out and joined by Heart of the Storm. Those two hook up early as we thought they might. Jack Skellington takes back a bit today. Lets those two go on. New tactics for Jack Skellington. After the disco, Eastern West Side, You Are Not Alone, Iron Spirit, and then Addicted to Chaos is the surprise early trailer. They go into the first turn, and James Dean and Heart of the Storm run as one. Heart of the Storm on the rail, James Dean outside of him, and they've cleared Jack Skellington by almost 2 lengths. Jack himself has 4 lengths on the rest. After the disco, Eastern West Side, You Are Not Alone, Iron Spirit, and then Addicted to Chaos. They're all right on top of each other, a pile of horses behind the leaders. They go down the backstretch, and Heart of the Storm is in front now. He's got a good half length on James Dean. They've slowed it down, though, and they have 3 or 4 lengths on Jack Skellington. Wow, the others are just letting them get away. It's a gap of 7, maybe 8 back to the rest. Eastern West Side, After the Disco, You Are Not Alone, Addicted to Chaos, and Iron Spirit. They've got a lot of ground to make up around the far turn, and James Dean is shaking clear now. James Dean is pulled away from Heart of the Storm by a length. Jack Skellington hits a wall. He's dropping back, and here comes the Derby winner, Eastern West Side, Classic Hero, You Are Not Alone, and the late running After the Disco is rolling too. They're into the stretch, and James Dean is a runaway train. Heart of the Storm is chasing him. Eastern West Side, After the Disco, You Are Not Alone. The rest are struggling. Nothing from Iron Spirit. But here he is, the rebel with a cause. James Dean, a 3-length winner in the World Cup. Well clear of Heart of the Storm. After the Disco just missed second. Eastern West Side there too. And You Are Not Alone. The official winner is James Dean. He's a 4-year-old bay colt by Newsroom out of... Is that Newsroom's second winner tonight? Yeah, Keeper of Secrets was in Newsroom. Out of Pact by Night Fury. He's a homebred for Art Vandelay, and this is his 6th win in 11 starts. Next up, we move back to Kentucky for the Louisville Oaks. Post time in 17 minutes. We have a field of 11, one of the smaller Oaks fields we've had in a long time, with a lot of horses skipping to go to the big race next week. To talk about these animals, it's Nina.
This is a really nice Louisville Oaks field. 11 horses. Kept in Memories is the first one for Nene Hunter. She cost $5.5 million at the TBS yearling sale, started by Keep Your Promise, and Out of the Flames, Mere Harmony. 3 wins from 5 starts, $198,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 New Orleans Oaks last out over Kind and Dr. Elena. With a 89 speed figure, was second to Paint the Night in the Grade 3 Torrid Night Stakes. And before that, won the Grade 2 Trial by Summers Graduate Debutante Stakes over Safekeeping and Make Me Promise with a 91. Horse number 2 is Spectacular Affair, homebred for Jake Tward, bred or sired by Man of Mystery and out of the Ice and Fire mare Neapolitan. 3 wins from 4 starts, $233,000 in earnings. Lost her first race last out to Paint the Night in the Grade 2 Warm Stakes, where she ran a 90. Did win the Grade 3 Believe You Can Stakes with an 85 before that over Blush of Magic, and won the Grade 3 Mercy Stakes by a nose over Limelight week 14 Monday. Post position number 3 is a steward bred for Art Vandelay, bred by the steward, cost $15 million at the TBS yearling sale, started by Rambling and out of the Eastmere Chocolate. 4 wins from 5 starts, $254,000 in earnings, has won her last 3 starts, which were the Grade 3 Royalty Stakes over Keyleth and Through the String with a 91, won the Grade 3 Bay Shore Oaks with an 87 over Water Dance and Premiers, and did win the Grade 1 Inglewood Starlet week 15 to by a length and a quarter over Worth the Hassle in Dancing with an 89. Post position number 4 is a homebred for Eric Nalbone and Melodramatic, 3-year-old chestnut filly, sired by Ants Marching and out of the Father's Day mare Fairy Tale Endings. 4 wins from 5 starts, $239,000 in earnings. Won the Desert Oaks last out in Dubai week 4, and before that also won the Desert 2000 Guineas, which is a Grade 3 event in Dubai over Cloak and Dagger with an 82, and before that was second in the Grade 2 Kanakal Stakes in Turkey week 16, where she was second to Easy Moon with an 87. Post position number 5 is a homebred for Art Vandelay. She is a half-sister to James Dean, who just won last out. Treaty is a 3-year-old filly sired by Man of Mystery out of Pact. Has 2 wins from 4 starts and $97,000 in earnings. Was third in the Grade 2 Gontaron Stakes on a muddy track week 3 behind Everyday and Harmonize, and was 6th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies behind Harmonize, Your Hand in Mine, and Paint the Night, where she ran an 80, and she did win the Grade 3 Untappable Stakes over Minneapolis and Mystery Phrasing with an 88. Post position number 6 is Silver, a homebred for John Zett. This 3-year-old roan filly was sired by Take These Chances out of the Sword Mare Positivity. Has 2 wins from 3 starts, $82,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Los California Stakes over I Smiled Back and Daunt with an 88. Was 4th in a non-winners a 2. Before that, behind Dr. Elena, Wait There's More, and Sweet Maple, and won her maiden special weight with a 91 over Lady Amalthea and Gold Lily with a 91. As always, a homebred for Elise Peveril. This 3-year-old Dark Bay filly is sired by URIM and out of the highly regarded mare Keep Dreaming.
technical difficulties as Nina accidentally popped her mic out of the USB port and now cannot talk to us. I do that almost every single broadcast and have to restart the whole system, so really glad that's not what happens when she does that. Because that would be sad. So we're going to wait for her to fix her issues. I don't remember what horse she was on. I think it was Dreaming as Always. I'd rather she talk about the horses in the race, though, so I'm going to talk about the history of the Louisville Oaks. Elise Peveril has won it 3 times. John Exett has won it 5 times, which is a lot of the times. Eric Nalbone's won it 5 times as well. The horse that he considers the best 3-year-old filly in his barn isn't even in here. She is awaiting the week 9 race. Laura Ferguson would love, love, love to get this one with Harmonize, the Stewards Cup winner. We haven't gotten to her yet, though. Your Hand in Mine, who drew post 10, she wasn't even going to be in this race. I'm honestly not sure what changed Elise's mind and made her come in, but here she is. I'm just like going back through all the winners of this race, like, ha da da, such nice horses. Back in year 31 was the craziest Oaks we've ever had. The top 7 horses ran 100 speed figures. I'll never forget Jolene Danner losing her marbles that her horse ran 6th and ran a 100 speed figure. Like, that's just mean. The sim is a mean place. Weirdly enough, the horse that finished last in that year's edition of the Oaks ended up being the dam of Tripping Billy's, who is a very nice horse running these days. 4-year-old that ran in the Derby last year. Ran horrible, though. Contentious field that I would like Nina to talk about if she'd ever come back. I guess I'll just talk about it. Alright. Number 7, Dreaming as Always, a homebred for Elise Peveril. Cost nothing because it's a homebred. Talking is hard. She's unbeaten in 5 starts. You would think she'd be the favorite in here, based on that alone, with her really good speed figures, including a 97 2-back. Then she bounced to a 91 to win the SoCal Oaks, which is a grade 1. Perfectly prepped. But right next door in stall 8 is Harmonize, a Laura Ferguson homebred. This daughter of May Angels Lead You In is closely related to Kept in Memories, whose dam Harmony is the dam of May Angels Lead You In, whose Harmonize's dam. See what we did there with the Harmony and the Harmonize? Yeah. Take that. Harmonize had never lost, but then last out she lost to Every Day by a nose with a 90 speed figure. She's actually run a 93 races in a row. Talk about consistency. That's actually awesome. Garrett gets it. If there's not more money in the pool, I'm not calling this race, so you better get on that. Next up in post 9 is Every Day, named after the Dave Matthews Band song. Every day. If you've never watched that music video, I strongly recommend it, unless hugs creep you out, in which case don't watch it, because it's all about hugging. Hugs actually creep me out, but I really like watching Dave Matthews Band when he looks hot, and that's a good one. Undefeated in 4 starts, coming off a win over Harmony and Treaty in the Gontaron Stakes. Broke her maiden with a 97 over a filly named Style. That filly is Skyfall's 3-year-old, who is not here in the Oaks because it turns out she's slow. So, that's unfortunate. Next up is Your Hand or Mine. In mine, not or mine. I need Nina to come back. This is a $28 million horse who is a half-sister to yesterday's $24 million horse, almost 25, sale topper. Your Hand in Mine is, where did my PPs go? By Messiah out of Just One Kiss. She ran in a stakes race in her debut, which was the Temple Stakes, and she busted a 97 with a decisive win. She did win the Sky Flyer Stakes as her Stewards Cup prep, but she missed by a half length to harmonize in that race. She did win her first prep this year, but in the Grade 1 Lexington Oaks, she lost to Dream by a nose, and Dream is going to be in the Week 7 Baltimore Oaks. That's where Your Hand in Mine was originally going to run. But if Dream's in there, then why run there when you could run here for more prestige? Lastly in this field is Impossible Girl from Post 11, an Illinois-bred homebred for Izzy Rafferty. This is a daughter of Maelstrom from his last crop out of 7 Gifts, who is a very nice mare. She was a stakes winner herself and produced the likes of Blurred Lines and 7 Deserts. Blurred Lines is the dam of a stakes type horse this year who's coming off a Grade 2 second place finish where he just missed. So nice female family there. Impossible Girl did win the Fantastic Stakes Week 3 Monday. And before that, she defeated Ya Filthy Animal last year. Ya Filthy Animal has come back to be very good this year, including beating the boys. So with 3 straight wins, Impossible Girl is worth a look. Oh my gosh, I think Nina's back. Thank goodness. Hello? Yay! Okay, now you have to talk for 3 minutes. I already went through all these horses, but you have to talk about them.
Sure. Am I back on? Oh, I'm back. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, it just said USB failed out, so whatever. Computers. As I was saying, I don't even know. I'll just re-talk about Dreaming as always. She is a homebred for Elise Peveril. She is sired by URIM and out of the Keep Dreaming mare, highly regarded mare, Keep Dreaming, who won the Oaks last year. She's undefeated, 5 for 5, $393,000 in earnings. Did win the Grade 1 Southern California Oaks last out over Fame and Hollywood Walk. And before that, did win the Grade 3 Skyfall Stakes with a 97 over Style. Is Style in here? What am I doing? Oh, never mind. So yeah, good field. Sorry. Well, Elise's horse just is getting all the attention, apparently. Elise should probably give me a fool since I have talked about her so much. I think that is a good plan. She's not in here to hear me talk about her that much, but all you guys will back me up, right? So yeah, who do we? How much money is in this race? 30,000. Good job, guys. Who is the favorite? Do we know? I'm looking on here. Could Elise get the Oaks and the Derby double? When was the last time a person won the Oaks and the Derby at the same year? Ooh, well, Elise has a good chance with Dreaming as always and Your Hand in Mine. I know. Oh, the last person that I guess that won the Oaks and the Derby double was Allie. I don't know if that was going to be a question, so you might want to jot that down somewhere just in case. Who knows? You could win some nice prizes, maybe. I am so confused right now since I missed half the stuff because stupid technology. I missed my new computer. But I'm going to hand it back to the steward so you can listen back to her.
Well, that went well, didn't it, guys? Give it back to Nina, and she's just like talking about stuff we already talked about. Like, I've never done that in my life. Gosh. Okay, it is post time for the 45th. We're old running of the Oaks. A very nice field here. A solid, contentious field. Going 1 1/8 for $1 million. Because that's what fillies do in the Oaks. They're off in the Oaks. Harmonize a step slow from the gate, but she's rushed up hard now and sent off to join Every Day. Those two have speed with Impossible Girl, Spectacular Affair, Treaty, Your Hand in Mine, Silver, Dreaming Is Always, Kept in Memories, Breathe In, and Melodramatic is the trailer. It's a duel on the front end. Harmonize and Every Day they kick clear by 2. Impossible Girl, Spectacular Affair, then Treaty, Your Hand in Mine, Silver, Dreaming Is Always, Kept in Memories, Breathe In, and Melodramatic is the trailer. Up the backstretch now, Harmonize and Every Day. These two are locked in a battle, drumming along 3 in front of Impossible Girl. Then comes Spectacular Affair. 3 more to Your Hand in Mine, Treaty, Silver, Dreaming As Always, Kept in Memories, Breathe In, and then Melodramatic. 1/2 mile left to go in the Oaks, and Every Day takes over from Harmonize. She has her neck in front. Spectacular Affair up third now and coming on wide. Impossible Girl, Dreaming As Always with a big kick. Your Hand in Mine, Treaty, Kept in Memory starts to go. Then the rest, and they're coming down the stretch. Harmonize and Every Day locked together still. Harmonize won't go away. Here's Spectacular Affair coming down the lane. Dreaming As Always, Kept in Memories. It's going to be close. Harmonize and Every Day. Spectacular Affair in a perfectly timed ride. She's going to get up in spectacular fashion. Spectacular Affair by a neck. Harmonize and Every Day close for second. Dreaming As Always, then Kept in Memories and Impossible Girl. The official winner of the Oaks, Spectacular Affair. She's a 3-year-old chestnut filly by Man of Mystery out of Neapolitan by Ice and Fire. She's a homebred for Jake Toward, and this is her 4th win in 5 starts. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Toward just won the Oaks. But in good news, his birthday was 2 days ago, and I leased the dam of this horse, and he told me instructions that I had to breed it on his birthday. So I did. And now I have a sister to this. Ha ha! I'm the winner of this competition. Or something. That sounded freaky. I'm going to stop talking. Next up is the Louisville Derby, 20 horses. Here's Nina.
Congratulations, Jake, on winning the Oaks. I forgot what race this was for a moment. Sorry. Congratulations on winning the Oaks. I almost said congratulations on winning the Derby. So we are here to the big Louisville Derby. We have 20 horses in a 20-horse field. And starting off, we have Ara Davies as Ashwinder in post 1. Ara hasn't had a horse in the Derby in a really long time. So that's special. Ashwinder is a 3-year-old gray colt sired by Harry Potter out of the Stay Inside mare Jemsbach. 3 wins from 4 starts, $595,000 in earnings. Wired the field to win his last prep, his only prep really, week 3 Friday in the Grade 2 Battle Cry Stakes over No Bueno and Captain Bud with a 91. Before that was second to Alonze. I had it down. Alonze whatever, by 2 3/4 with an 84 speed figure, and then won the Grade 3 California Chrome Stakes by a neck over Super with a 98, week 13 Friday. Horse number 2 is in fact Super, a horse that I know Pete Vela sold for $15 million to the now owner Jolene Danner. It is a sired, cost $15 million. That's TBS yearling sale as well. Sired by Maelstrom and out of the Just Victory mare Timeless. 3 wins from 6 starts, $386,000 in earnings. Was second to Alonze in the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes, where he ran a 96. Did win the Grade 3 Texan Derby week 2 Friday over Terror Me Red and Fueled by Hate with an 88, and was third in the Stewards Cup Juvenile where he ran an 84. Next up, we have a homebred for Aaron Sanderson in Miracle in Me. He is a 3-year-old bay colt sired by Doctor and out of the highly regarded mare High Dreams. 2 wins from 5 starts, $218,000 in earnings. Did not win his prep races for the Derby. Was third in the Grade 1 Kentucky Blue Stakes behind Gru and Axis Mundi, and then was second to Gryffindor in the Grade 3 R Lions Real Stakes, where he ran a 91. He did win the Grade 1 Inglewood Futurity, though, over Captain My Captain and Gru, week 15. Speaking of Captain My Captain, he is post position number 4, and he is a homebred by Cleopatra. This 3-year-old dark bay colt is sired by Maelstrom and out of the Voldemort mare Bibliomania. 4 wins from 5 starts, $250,000 in earnings. Won his 2 prep races for the Derby in the Grade 2 Rivalry Stakes over Ready Freddy and Here's the Kicker with a 93. Also won the Grade 3 I'll Have Another Stakes by 2.5 over Dr. Cox and Damon with a 93, and then was second to Miracle Me in the Grade 1 Inglewood Futurity, but still ran an 88. Post position number 5 is a steward bred Mohawk owned by Scott Island. This cost $6.8 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Derby winner. He did win the Derby, right? Yes, Derby winner Grant, and out of the Braveheart mare Breathe. 2 wins from 5 starts, $131,000 in earnings. Was second in the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Derby, behind And Are Happy, with an 88, and then won the Grade 3 Border Derby with an 88 over Stormbird in Wellspring. Was second in the listed Greenspan Stakes behind Oncoming Tour, who is also in here with a 91. Post position number 6 is All of Time, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the steward, cost $9.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. This black 3-year-old colt is sired by Doctor and out of the War Daddy mare Sleep to Dream. 5 wins from 6 starts, $751,000 in earnings. Had a shocking upset loss in the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby behind You Never Know, where he ran in 92. Did win the Fountain of Gold Stakes, which was a Grade 2 event, by 3.5 lengths over Clocker, and did win the Miles Stewards Cup Futurity by 4.5 lengths with a 98 speed figure. Post position number 5 is Lino Duran's Ward 5, bred by Xander Zone. This 3-year-old bay colt is sired by Doctor and out of the Father's Day mare Daddy's Little Girl. 4 wins from 5 starts, $197,000 in earnings. Was overseas for his preps. Won the Grade 2 Desert Derby by 2.5 lengths over Popeye the Chicken and Unknown Promise with a 87. And then before that, did win the Just Away Stakes in Japan week 2 Friday over Apalapa and a player with a 91. And before that, won the Ivorone Stakes in Japan with a 87 over Opalopa and Fireshine with an 87. Post position number 8 is Alonzi Alonzi, a homebred by Susie Rydell, a 3-year-old dark bay colt sired by a doctor, and now the other mare Rose. Undefeated, 5 for 5, $1.2 million in earnings. Has won every single race, including his last 3, which were the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes over Super, the Grade 3 Tremendous Stakes over Steph Curry and the Best of It, and won the Stewards Cup Juvenile with a 97 over Ashwinder and Super. Post position number 9 is Cosmere, a homebred for Danny Derby, 3-year-old bay colt sired by Oncoming Storm, and out of the literature mare Miracle. 2 wins from 5 starts, $198,000 in earnings, was second to Bring the Darkness in the Grade 1 Southern California Derby with an 84. Before that was second to You Never Know in the Grade 3 Rising Star Stakes with an 83. And then won the Grade 2 Christmas Cup over Delusive and City of Dust with a 92, week 16. Post position number 10 is another homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is Ready Freddy. He is a bay 3-year-old colt sired by Easy on the Eyes, and out of the Messiah mare Hold Her Tight. 2 wins from 4 starts, $143,000 in earnings. Was second to Captain My Captain in the Grade 2 Rivalry Stakes. Did win the Grade 2 Empire Maker Stakes over Legend is Born and Immortalized, and before that won his maiden special weight with a 92 over Space Jam and Galeris with a 92 speed figure. Post position number 11 is another homebred for Art Vandelay, One Last Breath. Black 3-year-old colt sired by Oncoming Storm, and now the Skipping Stone mare Breathless. 3 wins from 4 starts, $271,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Buccaneer Derby last out over Endless Night and Fargo Burning. Was 5th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Juvenile week 16, but did win the Grade 1 Bubbly Stakes with a 99 speed figure over Sharpshooter and Clocker week 14. Post position number 12 is a homebred for Paul Heinrich in Axis Mundi. He is a 3-year-old colt bay sired by Doctor out of the White Fang mare Paha Sapa, if you guys remember her. He has 4 wins from 6 starts, $351,000 in earnings, was second to Gru in the Grade 1 Kentucky Blue Stakes last out, but still ran a 90 speed figure on a muddy track. Did win the Grade 2 Rebellion Stakes week 3 on a good track over Transgressor and Tipster, still ran an 89, and was 4th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile week 16. Post position number 13 is Oncoming Tour. Oncoming Tour is owned by Keith Madlow and bred by Josh Lamp. 3-year-old bay colt sired by Oncoming Storm, and out of the Just Victory mare Victory Tour. 3 wins from 5 starts, $99,500 in earnings. Was 4th in the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Derby week 4. Was second in the Grade 2 Pacific Coast Highway Stakes behind Bring the Darkness, and then did win the Greenspan Stakes week 15 on a sloppy track over Mohawk and Saturday Night Live, where he ran a 93. Post position number 14 is City of Dust, another homebred for Aaron Sanderson, a 3-year-old bay colt sired by Through the Ghost, and out of the Wind Against Fire mare Fairy Murmur. 3 wins from 5 starts, $189,000 in earnings. One is 2 preps for the Derby, which were the Grade 1 Hot Springs Derby over Stormbird and Wellspring. Ran an 87 wire-to-wire. Also wired the field in the Grade 3 George Washington Stakes over the Great Wave and Melanja with an 86 speed figure. Was 3rd behind Cosmere and Delusive in the Grade 2 Christmas Cup week 16. Post position number 15 is another Steward bred. This one is Sharpshooter, owned by Abe Froman. Cost $5.1 million at the TBS yearling sale. Won his Derby prep, the Grade 1 Sunshine Park Derby, by 4.5 lengths over Acrobat and Dr. Cox, where he ran in 93. Did run second to Bring the Darkness in the Grade 2 2-year-old Marathon Stakes, week 16. Also was second to One Last Breath in the Grade 1 Bubbly Stakes, week 14. Post position number 16 is probably the favorite in this field, and that is Gryffindor, a homebred for Elise Peveril, 3-year-old chestnut colt, started by Paramount, and out of the Voldemort mare, Dwell on Dreams. He is 5 for 5, $420,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 1 New York Stakes last out by 2 lengths over Elusive Words and Immortalized. Also won the Grade 3 Our Lions Real Stakes, week 1, with a 95 over Miracle Me and White Flag Rising, and didn't go to the Stewards Cup, decided to go the Louisiana Jackpot Grade 2 route instead, which he won by 4.5 lengths over Acrobat and Not Who I Expected with a 98 speed figure. Post position number 17 is a strange entry in this field, and that is Oh Hi Doggy, owned by Elise Peveril, bred by Danny Derby, 3-year-old chestnut colt, sired by Ace, and out of the Stay Inside mare, Reigns of Castamere. 1 win from 3 starts, only $9,000 in earnings, was third in a non-winners 2, week 2. He did win was 6th in the Inglewood, but he did break his maiden, at least with an 88 speed figure, week 13. So at least he can somewhat run fast. Post position number 18 is Gru, a homebred for Art Vandelay. I thought I already talked about 3 art horses, but apparently not. Gru. So Art Vandelay has Gru in here. He is a homebred black 3-year-old colt, sired by Sword, and out of the Fodder Ralph mare, Maryland Million. Has 3 wins from 5 starts, $223,000 in earnings. 1 is 2 preps into the Derby, including the Grade 1 Kentucky Blue Stakes on a muddy track over Axis Mundi and Miracle Me. Also won the Grade 3 Loki Masterpiece Stakes over Love Is Your Name and Where Rumors Starts, and was 3rd in the Grade 1 Inglewood Futurity behind Miracle Me and Captain My Captain. Definitely having a way better 3-year-old season than he did 2-year-old. Post position number 19 is the filly in the field, and that is Paint the Night. Half-sister to Heart of the Storm. Paint the Night is owned by Danny Derby, bred by the Steward, cost $12.3 million at the TBS yearling sale. He's sired by Horcrux, and out of the Wake As I Am mare, All That I Am. 4 wins from 5 starts, $432,000 in earnings. Won her 3-year-old preps, and that was the Grade 2 Warm Stakes over Oaks winner Spectacular Affair and Frenzy, and then also won the Grade 3 Torin Night Stakes with a 91 over Captain Memories and Stunning, and she was 3rd behind Harmonize and Your Hand in Mine in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies, week 16. The last horse in the field is Bring the Darkness. Aaron Sanderson bought this horse for $3.1 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Oncoming Storm and out of the War Daddy mare Chapel. 4 wins from 5 starts, $322,500 in earnings. Won his last 3 starts, which were the Grade 1 Southern California Derby with an 89 over Cosmere in Love Is Your Name. Also won the Grade 2 Pacific Coast Highway Stakes in California on a fast track over Oncoming Tour and Immortalized with a 92, and also skipped the Stewards Cup race in lieu of the 2-year-old Marathon Stakes, which was a Grade 2, which he won over Sharpshooter with a 91, and You Never Know. And that is the 20-horse field for this year's Louisville Derby. And I will turn it over to the steward for one last time tonight.
Big round of applause for Nina, except for the whole, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to use my mic situation, because she just got through all 20 of those horses with 1 minute to post. I am ultra impressed. That was some good stuff right there, so good job. Warning, if Sharpshooter wins, which is a horse I named after a song, I'll be singing that song. I've been warning you all night. It hasn't happened yet, so watch out. So many excellent storylines in here. Ashwinder for Ara Davies, her first return to the Derby in like 30 sim years or something ridiculous like that. Jolene Danner bought Super off of Pete Vela. If Super wins, is Pete going to jump out of a window? I'll be interested to know. Cleopatra texted me earlier today and said that she was considering gelding Captain My Captain and that he would run no better than 10th. So there's that. Last year, Danny Derby thought that All of Time was absolutely his best Derby shot, and this horse is 5 for 6. But now it could be the filly Paint the Night, except for that she starts from 19. Poor Aaron Sanderson, 3 horses in this race. One's squished down on the inside, and one's coming out of post 20. I believe that happened to Art Vandelay last year. Art's got 3 horses in here, all homebreds, so apparently who needs stewardbreds? Like, I haven't bred a winner of I didn't breed the winner of the World Cup, I didn't breed the winner of the Oaks, so I'm pulling for a stewardbred in here. How about Paul Heinrich with Axis Mundi, out of one of the great mares of all time? And then, of course, there is Gryffindor. Elise Peverell named him after both the movie Harry Potter and her dog, who passed away. She hasn't won the Derby in 26 sim years? 24 sim years? 24 sim years. I don't know. 21 sim years. A long time. So that's my quick version of the race. Oh my gosh, I forgot Alonzi. How did I forget Alonzi? That's not even right. I like him. Okay, I'm good. It's post time. The betting pool closes at $143,100. Let's do it. They're off in the 45th Louisville Derby. City of Dust stumbles. Alonzi one step slow, but it doesn't matter. He's rushed up to the lead, and Ashwinder joins him. Here's Super, Sharpshooter, Ready Freddy has speed, City of Dust, Axis Mundi. Oh Hi Doggy is mid-pack alongside stablemate Gryffindor. Paint the Night splits the field. Oncoming Tour, Captain My Captain, Gru, Cosmere, All of Time, Bring the Darkness, One Last Breath, Mohawk, Miracle in Me, and then comes Ward 5, the big field swinging around the turn, and they are led by Alonzi. He's pressured by Ashwinder, Super, Sharpshooter, then a gap of 3 back to the rest. Ready Freddy took back, City of Dust, Axis Mundi, Oh Hi Doggy, Captain My Captain with a bit of an early move. Oncoming Tour, Paint the Night the filly with Gryffindor shuffled back a bit. Gru, Cosmere, Bring the Darkness, All of Time, One Last Breath, Mohawk, Miracle in Me, and then Ward 5. They've got 5 furlongs left to run. Alonzi can't shake clear of Ashwinder. Super is getting closer. Sharpshooter, Ready Freddy, Axis Mundi, City of Dust, Captain My Captain picks up another spot. Oh Hi Doggy, Oncoming Tour, Paint the Night and Gryffindor, Bring the Darkness really needs to get moving. Then Cosmere and All of Time, they're into the turn. Alonzi, Ashwinder can't get by, but he's not letting up. Super is right there, third, swung wide. Sharpshooter backing up. Ready Freddy goes past, and here's Gryffindor up into 6th. He's coming on hard, chased by Captain My Captain, and here's the filly, Paint the Night. Then Gru and Axis Mundi, and down the stretch they come. Alonzi refuses to crack. Gryffindor and Captain My Captain, they move as one. Ashwinder on the rail, and Paint the Night between horses. Ready Freddy and Super. Then Gru. Alonzi is desperate. Gryffindor between horses. Captain My Captain, widest of all. Paint the Night. Alonzi, Gryffindor, Captain My Captain, heads bobbing right together. It's a photo finish in the Derby. Alonzi was right there third. Paint the Night, Ashwinder, Ready Freddy, Super, and Gru. So it was either Gryffindor or Captain My Captain. Awaiting the results of the photo of the Derby. Close between Gryffindor and Captain My Captain, with Alonzi third and Paint the Night fourth. The official winner of the 45th Derby is Gryffindor. He's a 3-year-old chestnut colt by Paramount who's getting his second Derby winner out of Dwell on Dreams by Voldemort. He's a homebred for Elise Peverell, and he's unbeaten in 6 starts. Is this going to be our next Triple Crown winner? It's been a really long time, I feel like. I'm like trying to decide if we had one and I've forgotten. I don't think we have. I think it's been 15 years. Why can I not find the Triple Crown? Here it is. Yeah, it's definitely been 15 years. So join us next week for what I hope is going to be a Baltimore Crown call. But I will be on an island, sharing a room with 6 girls I've never met. And I don't know what the internet situation is going to be. I don't know what the ability to sit at a computer and write or call a race is going to be. So I'm planning on being here with you guys. Hopefully they have a Starbucks on the island that's open at 11. This is sad because I don't want to miss the Preakness, guys. Okay. I hope you guys had a lovely Triple Crown or Derby night. And yeah.